Sinorna says, why should I have to buy my card twice and learn how to play a computer game designed in the 90s that they have not updated the source code and desk? Sinorna correctly pointing out MTGO is an absolute dumpster fire disaster, but whatever.
Cool.
Good to go?
Yep.
Any pregame effects?
No.
Damn. All right, flood strike.
All right, we're underway. Cracking a Flooded Strand is Ron on Breakfast. I don't know if we've had this matchup on stream before. If we have, I forgot. But Cloudpost versus Breakfast feels like one maybe we haven't seen much.
Can you pick a background without a commander that picks a background? I've never played with
I don't know, man. I'm sure some.
Background?
Yeah, one time.
Yeah, that's pretty easy.
Pern says it's not like you have to play on MTGO if you don't want to. Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm getting under. Go. 3.
Unsure if Jack knows what he's up against. Ron already knows what he's up against. Turn 1 Cloudpost kind of reveals the whole thing. Here's Nomads and Core.
Pass.
So a turn 2 Nomads and Core. Maybe it was found off the ponder on turn 1 or drawn afterwards.
Forest. Hell yeah.
Ancient Stirrings?
Stir some trouble.
Ancient Stirrings. Okay. Okay. Call Me Picasso says, where's the best place to subscribe to you? Often watch on Twitch and YouTube. Would like to see deck lists in Discord. Yeah, so we post deck lists of some players in our Discord. The best place is our coffee page or our Patreon, but you can also become a member on Twitch or YouTube. If you have Amazon Prime, you can subscribe to our Twitch channel for free. And YouTube memberships start at just $2 a month, which is a pretty good deal, I would say.
Yeah, it's amazing how much better it is, though, than Once Upon a Time in terms of what it hits.
Yeah.
There's a Vexing Bauble on the board right now. Nomads and Core is on the board right now, which is scary. Vexing Bauble could stop a possible Dread Return flashback or a Cabal Therapy flashback. Here's Cephalid Illusionist. So we're set up, it seems. I'm just going to pass the turn. Have to do something about this Vexing Bauble, though. Force of Will obviously also shut off, which Jack could be happy about. Cloudpost and Basic Forest on the battlefield. Vexing Bauble playing some good defense. Here's Planner Nexus.
Karn?
Sure.
All minus?
Sure.
Join if I use a dice.
Yeah, go for it.
Grab Lattice.
Sure.
Go ahead.
End of turn, I'm going to target Cephalid Illusionist.
Yeah.
Okay, Mycosynth Lattice was found with Karn, so that sets up a possible lock next turn with the Karn Lattice combo. The tricky thing here will be the amount of... Oh, here's Prismatic Ending on Vexing Bauble. We may not even get that far.
Over.
You got it.
The deck has been milled. Ron's going to fast forward through the motions here. Narcomoebas will enter. Looks like Jack is ready to scoop it up. Body language showing, just show me the cards I need to see here, and I'm done.
Is anybody on the non-Nadu version at this point, or
Hell
the
no.
entire deck?
If they are, they're wrong.
I assume.
All right, where's my dude? There's my dude. Dread Returns over here.
Yeah.
Here is Thassa's Oracle.
Yeah,
it's
you're
not
good.
pretty good.
All right. That does it. Breakfast takes game 1. Vexing Bauble removed. Moving on.
For not unbanning.
These doesn't work.
We can try it out. You know?
Yeah, just go back to, like, what does it cost, really? Like, if it doesn't work out, just go back to the old shit.
Especially since they've now decided they're going to put 4 months between every ban list for no reason whatsoever.
Just throw a curveball here and there. Like, oh yeah, hey guys, you can play survival again.
Okay, we don't want survival of the fittest back. I think I speak for everyone. All right. Players shuffling up here for game 2. We could expect some graveyard hate stuff coming in for Cloudpost. Game 1, the breakfast deck was able to break through a Vexing Bauble with Prismatic Ending, so that's obviously not going to be enough defenses for game 2. But let's see what Jack has. Looks like we're keeping a 6-card hand here again. No, a 5-card hand.
They think we're trying to cheat.
Put those 2 away. All right, time on the play.
Sure are. I mean, you
We're going
did
the
get
old Urza's Tower Bauble. Go ahead.
Okay, Urza's Tower into Vexing Bauble, force a negation, pitching Ponder immediately. Ron will not have to worry about that for now. Nomads and Core on turn 1. That's scary.
Disruptor Flute.
You're gonna toot your flute.
Okay, here's Disruptor Flute. That could be a way to stop this combo. Nomads and Core shut off.
No targets.
Ponder?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not really.
Great point by Pern in the chat. The Vexing Bauble did prevent Cloudpost from getting a possible Tormod script in game 1 and playing it. Great point. The Vexing Bauble felt like good defenses at the time, though.
This is not the same. I want to see 4 cards. Not
It's right on top. Underneath the 2 you're going to
I don't know if I would have advised Jack there to sack the Bauble to play a Tormod script. The Prismatic Ending deals with it just the same.
Played it and like I built it. I played it basically Tower War and Sign Memory all around. Doomsday is going to do.
Go ahead.
No land drop.
No.
Yeah, Jen is Ron in the chat and correctly pointing out Memory's Journey is some tech that makes it easy to play around Tormod's Crypt. That's true. That's true. Here's Hedge Maze to Surveil.
Hedge Maze.
Sure.
I love the Surveil ones. They're so cool.
Yeah, the Surveil lands are great. I agree, Jack. Here's Cavern, most likely naming Wizard. Here's to Ferry.
So the trigger is going to stack.
Looks like Jack's holding a Kozilek's Command and a crop rotation. Teferi will be preventing any instance from being played on Ron's turn at this point.
I'm going to go to activate this.
And Jack does not have a way to attack Teferi, so...
You get a 2-drop.
2-drop rules.
All of this fine. I will make it.
I'll crop rotate my Yavimaya.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, Sorcerer Speed, crop rotation on Yavimaya. Planner Nexus is found. Kind of upgrades Jack's mana to 4 mana.
The 2 or less, or is that just...
For anyone not familiar, Planner Nexus is seen by Urza's Tower as both Urza's Mine and Power Plant. So Urza's Tower taps for 3.
Kozilek's Command for Exodus 2.
Yeah,
Modes.
because if you just
That and Scry 2, draw 1.
Did you have like one?
Kozilek's Command going after Nomads and Core.
Those are mixed up. Cloudpost tapped. Go ahead.
Okay, Jack found a land drop. It would be Cloudpost. Another Locust land in play. That would be Planner Nexus. So a bunch of mana for next turn.
Might have to take a look.
Sure.
Oh no, don't read that to Fairy.
I will test with
Can't remember. Artifact, creature, or enchantment. Very
Yeah.
specific.
Yeah, so it can bounce into
Yes.
reserve. I'm gonna bounce this back to your hand.
That makes sense.
Yep. Bouncing Disruptor Flute. That makes sense. I agree.
Meticulous Archive?
Okay.
Nope.
Misty Rainforest dumped into the trash.
Disruptor Flute.
Sure.
I'll name Teferi, Time Raveler.
Sure.
Okay, Disruptor Flute we'll name Teferi Time Raveler this time.
It's like there's no way. It's like, I mean, the play.
Go ahead.
I tried playing Eldrazi.
You kill one of them and you come up 4/4, and then
No, I would pretty good, but then that
Karn?
is dead for he's dealing.
Okay, Karn the Gate Creator getting responded to by a fetch and then a hard cast force. Karn is countered. There is... I mean, there could have been a bunch of nasty stuff Karn could find. Twitch chat earlier was talking about Tormod's Crypt, but we also saw Jack fetch Lattice in game 1. Has access to 6 mana right now, so the Force of Will on Karn was necessary.
OG Force is still my favorite force.
Not much going on for Ron right now. Can't activate Teferi thanks to the flute. Plays a Lotus Petal and passes the turn. Ron has a lot of mana. Weirdly, just as much as Jack did. All right, Vesuva is a copy of Cloudpost, looks like. Looking at a Kozilek's Command in hand. Does that do anything right here? Not really. Or, I mean, it can do stuff, but it's not super exciting at the moment.
No, just 7.
Goose Drink Wine.
I'll go Kozilek's Command for 5.
Monkey Chew Tobacco.
Scrying
Street
and
Card
making
Wine.
Eldrazi spawn.
Sure.
All right, making some Eldrazi spawn and scrying. I guess the scrying is exciting. Can sort out the top whole bunch of cards on the deck. Jack will have plenty of mana available now. Looks like 2 cards are being selected to put on the bottom so far. Can't quite see what's in that pile, unfortunately.
3 on top.
Sure.
2 on bottom. Go ahead.
Bill says Kozilek's Command is basically Goblin Recruiter. Wow. Bill continues to have some interesting thoughts about Magic the Gathering, folks. Here's Ponder.
You want to play boarded or non-boarded? Oh shit. I feel like we should practice non-boarded, right? Because he's open.
Yeah, Kozilek's Command being Graveyard Hate is the real deal. I agree. Here's Cephalid Illusionist.
I think you got it.
Yeah. Flip my deck over.
Okay, showing the combo and the game ends. That is the match. Ron gets it. GG's. Breakfast combo, folks. Breakfast combo. Bill says I'm applying to be the MTG Commander Rules Committee. Yeah, we should just put Bristly Bill on the committee. Yeah, it's, Ron in the chat pointing out that Jack had 2 Dismembers in hand but was locked out to Teferi. Teferi Time Raveler, such a key card in the breakfast decks, protecting their combo. Our Discord is up on your screen. Join the Discord if you're not yet in the Discord, folks. Link to the Discord just posted in the chat. We have a merch store and we have a Patreon. Join us on Patreon. Why not? Okay, we're going to set up another poll for the chat momentarily. Let's set this up. Which match next? The options will be Reanimator versus Cephalid Breakfast, or Reanimator versus Jeskai Control, or Eldrazi versus Grixis Control. 2 minutes to vote. Get your votes in. AJ Potato says there needs to be more Commander RC and DCI interagency cooperation. You know what, AJ? You're right. You're right. You know, after this week, the banning of let me bring up this photo again. The banning of Jewel Lotus, Mana Crypt, Dockside, and Nadu. After this, I'm more convinced than ever that Legacy should have a panel of experts called the Legacy Rules Committee, and they should oversee the whole thing. They'll do a good job for sure. All right, over a minute left on this poll. Looks like Twitch chat is leaning one way at this point, but people do try to rig these polls. Oh God. Wow, this poll is very slanted so far. Less than a minute. Get your vote in. Are you ready for Curie? Emergent Intelligence? I also posted some, for anybody just joining us, I posted some of a brief couple sentences about my testing of Fallout cards over the last few months. It's posted in our Discord server. I know not many people care what I think, but there you go. Eldrazi versus Grixis up first. Bill up next. Bill contributed 800 channel points. Thank you, Bristly Bill. Let's set this up. Diving in.
I'm fine Is that? Do I see that wrong? I mean, there's like.
Okay, we have Bill on the left with Grixis, and on the right we have Marat with Eldrazi.
Oh no, you don't like it. They don't.
Adam. Yeah, thank you so much.
One card on the bottom for Bill. Looks like we're ready to go. Cavern on Eldrazi past the turn. Moon Lethal arrives in the chat, says, hello, I want to play Legacy, but I need some guidance. What deck do you recommend for someone with an affordable, looking for an affordable option? So there are a few decks that don't have reserve list cards. Let's take a look.
I'm gonna name.
I don't know. I saw on the Discord that it wasn't.
Thought Not Seer.
Thought Not Seer name with a Cabal Therapy to start the game. The hand is revealed. Null Drifter, Muckbanger, Wasteland, Eye of Ugin, Eldrazi Temple, and Cavern of Souls. That is a Flesh Raker, actually.
Yeah. I happen to be free to go to it.
Go ahead.
I was beginning to talk about there are some decks without reserve list cards. Death and Taxes, 8 cast, Oops All Spells, Turbo Depths all come to mind.
Shaker.
Yeah.
Cast Lotus Petal, trigger.
What else?
Lotus Petal, trigger the Flesh Raker, make a spawn.
Do you want to do a high roll?
And there are a bunch of people in our Discord server building their first Legacy deck, so it's become a resource for that. Join our Discord if you're not yet in there.
I guess so. Yeah. I mean, I unfortunately was out of town.
Is there a match with Painter in the queue? Maybe. Maybe.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Hopefully I can make one.
All right, turn 2 play as a young Pyromancer for Bill, who is experimenting with Grixis builds right now. Eye of Ugin comes down.
For green. Kick this, trigger.
Sure.
Ping you. Target and search.
Yeah.
Okay, Sowing Miko Spawn is the play here. Going to target Volcanic Island to exile with its cast trigger, and then finding a wasteland to blow up the Underground Sea as well. So Bill loses 2 lands this turn. That's a pretty big turn for Marat. Looks like Bill's holding a copy of Colligan's Command. We're a far way from casting that now.
I will say go. Did I ping you from No, I think I missed a thing.
What's going on?
hold on, sorry.
I'm going to
No, it's okay. It's okay. You got it. I wasn't sure if I missed a Flesh Raker trigger with the Miko Spawn, but I think we got it. That's okay.
Okay.
Let's go ahead.
All right.
All right. Audrey, thank you for the resub. 16 months for Audrey. Still here somehow. Audrey, not sure where they're supposed to be, but we're glad you're here, Audrey.
I think we should just go. Yeah, it's okay. I'm out. I thought I'm on the draw. Yeah. See 5 cards. Yeah, C1. Yeah.
I hope you find your happy place, Audrey. I really do.
3, 4. Blue. 6, 7. Cast trigger.
Null Drifter, getting hard cast here. And draw 2 on the cast.
So before that comes in, that's not results.
I play blue.
No, I know. You're good.
Sorry about that. Ping you again.
Yeah.
Possibly an attack here with the Miko Spawn coming in.
I was just gonna force to get a token so I can flashback.
Oh, gotcha.
Was it 1.5 back then?
Force of Phil calling for a ban of Cavern of Souls. Maybe we should put Force of Phil on the rules committee.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
All right, game 1 will go to Eldrazi. That one was pretty clearly over as soon as Miko Spawn resolved. Let's move on to game 2.
No, you're fine, dude. I'm not gonna like angle shoot you.
You too.
All right, Bill will be on the play, has a better idea of what he's up against here, and will be hopefully resolving some removal spells here in game 2.
I'll keep.
Keep us
Yep.
Both players have kept 7. Tech 13, thank you for the sub with Prime. 16 months. Appreciate that. Ancient Tomb passed a turn. So, okay. So, kind of flashed on screen there, getting a little bit ahead of me. But Harbinger of the Seas, the new card from MH3, that's a blue moon. Here's Undercity Sewers. Bill's going to surveil. But a great way to beat these Eldrazi decks is to attack their mana. Harbinger of the Seas does a great job of that. Wasteland, obviously great. Basic Mountain, the follow-up for Bill. Okay, a Wasteland on the Undercity Sewer. Bill floats a blue. Looks like Bill's going to make a play. Nope. Can be reasonable against Eldrazi in some situations to counter spells like Lotus Petal, let's say. I'm not saying that you should always do that, but if you've wasted them off a land, they haven't made a land drop in a turn, and they cast like Lotus Petal, it could be worth forcing it. If they have like Cavern especially or something, you'll see that play sometimes. All right, a Wasteland on Ancient Tomb, and Eldrazi has no permanence on the board, which Bill likes here. Okay, plays an Eldrazi Temple. Lorien revealed Island Cycle. Hype Train Conductor Harry arrives in the chat, surprised at Force of Phil's suggestion of a Cavern of Souls ban.
I felt some weakness, but I guess not. Guess not. Untap draw? Yeah. Nope.
Drax says, make the blue deck stronger. No thank you. Blue must pay. Drac, a Jund player, right? Probably.
I don't think he had it.
Here's Sowing Miko Spawn. Thought Not Seer, excuse me. Thought Not Seer. It can be countered.
Yeah, it's ancient.
And Bill's hand will be revealed. Island Force, Volcanic, Fatal Push, and Molten Collapse. Both Molten Collapse and Fatal Push could deal with the Thought Not Seer. Bill has a fetch available to turn on Revolt.
Oh, sick. It reduces the cost of the
Alan. I'll force pitching base. Trigger.
Okay, I can see where things.
Force of Phil having an outburst about Cavern of Souls in the chat.
Force of Will, beating stacks. Because you have Leyline Binding, deal 5. There's so many on a Draco, deal 10.
18, I'll grab a Swamp.
Yep.
This guy, I'll draw? Yep.
Okay, Fatal Push was exiled. Molten Collapse will remove the Thought Not Seer. Bill will find a basic Swamp and draw a card off the Thought Not Seer, leaving play trigger.
Back Abzan also. Let's just play
Like, do I think that
Yeah, Twitch chat trying to help Force of Phil cope with the situation.
Let's bring back Abzan also.
Go.
Let's
Probably unsuccessfully.
two Sky
Double Eldrazi Temple in play right now for Marat. No creatures, though, which is not really what you want when you're the creature deck. Cavern of Souls. Force of Phil says Cavern of Souls up there for worst designs ever made. Wow. Wow.
Pass turn two.
Second part.
Yeah.
There it is, everybody. The frog. The frickin' frog.
There is a way.
I guess if you're a fan of the frog, just put like a frog emoji somewhere. Otherwise, we'll assume you're not a fan. Kozilek's Command. Getting forced.
Oh, yeah.
Cavern of Souls only protects creatures. So Kozilek's Command, despite being an Eldrazi, is countered. Some people forget that sometimes. Okay, we have one fan of the frog in the chat. Here's the One Ring.
Draw. Yeah.
So Psychic Frog won't have much to do this turn. Here's Murktide Regent. Bill has all the broken cards, right? Have you seen this card, Murktide, chat?
It'll be a 7/7.
You got
7/7 Murktide.
upkeep.
Yep.
Draw for turn.
Yep.
Activate ring.
It's good.
1, 2.
Sure. Bowmasters is in.
Just did the same thing. Yeah, I know. It's just so rude. Yeah, I will pay more money. And it's like so much.
Marat having a think here has access to 7 mana, which is obviously more than enough to cast most of the Eldrazi that these decks run. And Cavern of Souls will make it so that a key creature will not be able to be countered. But defenses are down now after the One Ring. Okay, here's the Flesh Raker. The One Ring's ability resolved on the previous turn. A big Murktide and a Psychic Frog will be able to attack on Bill's next turn. Which is, needless to say, bad news for Marat.
Eldrazi.
Okay, another Cavern and Eldrazi.
So 1 colors for Eldrazi floating. I'll cast Miko Spawn.
Yep.
So trigger.
Yep.
Ping you.
Yep.
Cast trigger.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a Sowing Miko Spawn, not kicked. There is 1 mana, Eldrazi mana floating. The Miko Spawn will search for a land on cast.
Cradle.
Looking for Gaia's Cradle, okay. A lot of mana. There's a trigger when Cavern enters? I'm not sure what you're referring to.
Mm-hmm. Or cast another one.
Sure.
Trigger.
Yep.
Ping you.
Yep.
Okay, casting another Miko Spawn just to search. No kick, no kick. Just a pig. It looks like calling Cavern of Souls best land ever. Must be a Slivers player.
And I'll pass turn.
If they played
Goblins player. There you go.
Discard card frog.
Okay, discarding a Volcanic Island to the frog. Discarding a Molten Collapse to the frog. Looks like Bill's going to jump the frog. That'll grow the Murktide. 8/8 Murktide. 3 power frog attacking.
11, and then I take 2. Yeah, you got it.
And then the One Ring will end the game on Marat's upkeep. Going to game 3.
Oh yeah.
I believe the One Ring had 2 counters on it there, right? Nicely played by Bill. Marat will be on the play here for game 3. Looks like Bill has kept 7. Marat working on a multi 5, trying to figure this out, how to get started. We'll see. Hopefully Marat can keep 5.
I was thinking if I should just wasteland the.
These stompy decks, at least in my opinion, you kind of have to mulligan somewhat aggressively. You want to get a nice start. You can't be like making land drops for 3 turns and then play a 3-drop. Like that's just you're not gonna win the game most of the time. So, Murat being an experienced stompy player like myself, I guess, mulliganing for a good one here and resolving Devourer of Destiny right now.
So it's waste, blast zone, waste
Blast
game.
zone. Okay, sure.
Eldrazi Temple passed to turn. No turn 1 play. And a good start for Bill, wasting the Eldrazi Temple. A replacement off the top of the deck. PVDH has arrived in the chat. Happy to see some noodles. Okay, Wasteland into Fleshraker. And Consign to Memory. We'll counter it. Get the text for those up on the screen.
This one can only do 3.
Yeah.
We both do it.
Type upkeep draw.
It's only when it's middle of your graveyard or your right.
Oh. So,
Second frog. Go ahead.
All right, there's the frog. Good start to this game for Bill. No creatures on the board currently for Murat. But as we saw in the previous games, the Eldrazi decks can deliver a beating. Even in the late game, you'll see some big creatures drop. We know there's a Devourer of Destiny in hand.
So what are the other modes, I guess?
Plays an Ancient Tomb, making a bunch of mana.
I'll do for 2, exile, and make 2 spawns.
It's good.
Okay, Kozilek's Command will remove the frog and make 2 Eldrazi spawns. So, Kozilek's Command pretty good there for Murat.
No, they activate ability.
And then the Wasteland, very nice.
I think that's both. Gotcha. Gotcha.
Is stream volume low? Is there an audio issue?
Also fail. Sure. Land in the graveyard. Go ahead.
or
Yeah.
Okay, volume is low. Let me look into that. Thank you, chat.
so this one.
Hard cast last week. Yeah.
Sure. Shall someone? That's good.
That's big form. Yeah. Yeah. I don't.
Go.
Okay, there's a Chalice on 1 on the board right now. I'm just running through all my checks of audio. One person saying audio is fine. All right, I'm just going to make sure everything's working. Devourer of Destiny just hit the board.
1 and 2.
You got it. I think it'll just be like, you know.
Let me know if audio got any better. I made some changes.
Okay, I'm like, my opening hand.
Okay, Molten Collapse will remove both Devourer of Destiny and Chalice, and then a Psychic Frog. Great turn for Bill. Psychic Frog back on the board.
Yeah. Actually, the pushes came in. They came in.
No play from Marat, just passing the turn. Psychic Frog will get a chance to attack, it looks like.
This one. Yeah. 15. Oh. So you go.
Okay, attack with the frog. No further plays. Marat needs to get some creatures on the board and or kill this frog, or Bill will continue to draw some extra cards. Just an Eldrazi spawn on Marat's side, which doesn't have any powers. Just a 0/1 that sacks for a colorless mana. Here's Young Pyromancer. Brainstorm, trigger the Pyromancer, make an elemental. Fist bump. Marat concedes. GG's.
It's on 2, right?
That is the match. Okay. Grixis control, everybody. Yeah, Pyromancer too strong. People are building some Dreadnought decks inspired by games played on our channel. Very cool. Tameo. Let's set up another poll for the Twitch chat. Which match should we watch next? Twitch chat will vote. Your options will be Reanimator versus Breakfast, Reanimator versus Jeskai Control, Reanimator versus Dead Gael, or Maverick versus Breakfast, or Grixis Control versus Reanimator. 2 minutes. We've had a lot of Reanimator the past 2 weeks at the shop. Bill says we'll be updating the Grixis control deck with Pyrogoyf. Interesting. Interesting. All right, votes are coming in. People will try to rig the poll. Be aware of it. PVDH wondering what kind of Reanimator we got. I'm not sure, but they're decks with Reanimate. AJ Potato says anticipating the debut of Metamorphosis Fanatic on 90s MTG. Yeah, that's a card we probably will see at some point. I don't know for a fact that it has appeared in any of the games we're going to watch today, but no doubt about it, people will be testing that card in coming weeks. It's a standout from the Duskmourn set in the Commander deck. Yeah, there's been a lot of Frog Reanimator at the shop, Jen points out in the chat at GameStoria. Shoutout says that Echo Reanimator deck you uploaded to YouTube was pretty spicy. Yeah, so we're in a place right now where, you know, not everybody cares about this, but I'll say it anyway. A lot of the local players that we regularly see on stream, the names that you probably recognize if you've been watching our streams regularly or watching over on YouTube, they're testing for Eternal Weekend at this point. Like, they're trying to tune some decks, get some reps in, be ready to go, whatever. I know it's in 2 months, and I know that the Fallout set is coming out. There's a whole bunch to consider, but you're going to start to see some really serious, I guess I would say, decks on stream, and maybe some testing of some unusual things, and the Echo Reanimator deck was something, we'll say. Xgrave surprised at the results of the poll. Maybe. MJ contributed 1,600 channel points. Maverick versus Breakfast is up next. Let's set this up. Diving in. Okay, updating the overlays. Back joining us on the left on Breakfast is Ron. And on the right side of your screen, joining us is myself on Maverick. Looks like the turn 1 play is Noble Hierarch. Off a Nurturing Peatland. Ron fetching here on turn 1. Turn 1 Ponder.
I mean, hey, I kind of like the surveillance, but they did also probably do something.
I want to play Jewel Lotus in my there was a way that you can play that.
Oh, yeah, yeah, double Q, right? Yeah.
Double and Q. Double and Q.
What the hell is that?
Snow Plains.
Okay.
That is a Snow Plains.
I want that mouse like hold my pulse. Yeah. Trying to grab. I'm not a coward. I'll grab it.
Collector Roof comes in. Could shut off Shuko. Shoutout says our local meta in Chile is in testing mode too. We have a big event coming next week. Very cool. Yeah, there's going to be some testing going on here with the New York City crew for sure. So we'll be seeing their decks evolve a bit over the next 2 months. Nomads and Core.
Yep.
End step Swords on Nomads and Core. 3 cards in my hand. Force pitching Brainstorm. Swords is countered. Nomads and Core will live for another turn at least.
He ain't do nothing wrong.
There's Helios 1.
Target non-land permanent. And you got a sack.
Could be a way to remove this Nomads and Core later. Attacking with the Oof.
Good.
Eternal Brainstorm.
Yep. Looks like I'm holding a copy of Abrupt Decay in my hand. We have another viewer in Chile as well, asking where the legacy is happening. Abrupt Decay on Nomads and Core in response to Nadu. Nadu will resolve, making an energy here with Helios 1.
2. Sure. Yes, so yeah.
What do you think, chat? Do you let Nadu resolve and then Abrupt Decay Nadu, or do you Abrupt Decay Nomads and Core with Nadu still on the stack? Do we have any serious opinions on that? Eric wants more information.
Sure. That is your right.
Yeah, I'm with Pern on this. You got to kill the Nomad, otherwise they get 4 triggers. Potato says, my opinion is you don't play Maverick. Yeah, that's probably what we should be doing.
Pass.
Instead, make an energy?
Sure.
Cast a Bowman.
Sure, targeting Nadu?
Targeting you.
Oh.
Alright, Bowmaster getting flashed in here. I also made an energy, and I'm telling Ron right now I should have done that in the opposite order, just in case you had days.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to control.
There's an Urza Saga on the battlefield now. It could find Shuko.
Just gonna look up something. Sure.
Okay, I'm looking up a card right now. I don't remember. What was I looking for? Okay, I looked up Cephalid Illusionist. Something works. Play Engineer. Oh.
Okay. Naming?
I'll name Wizard.
Wizard? Sure.
Okay, so playing Engineer, naming Wizard, that will also reduce the power toughness of Cephalid Illusionist. Is it 2/3? Right?
Yeah, it's a 2/3.
2/3. Yeah, I forgot what I was doing there. I don't know how many of you have had the experience of watching your own games back on stream with, like, what is it, 100 people watching? It's kind of weird.
Go ahead.
Dozens of people are here.
Carson has? 3.
You'll see yourself like taking some game actions, and you're like, "Wait, what am I doing again? Why am I playing this?" Oh, that's right. I had this. That's what I was thinking. Time for 3. Attacking with Plague Engineer, offering a 2/3 Nadu a chance to block. Plague Engineer does get +1/+1 from Exalted, so it's a 3/3. Death Toucher. Making a construct.
I know everyone gets mad about that. I can't find these. I can't find these tokens.
What do you do after that?
Construct.
Yeah. What about?
Okay, you do.
All right, lending a construct token here. Audrit says, finally made it to the stream. Big fan of your videos. Greetings from Germany. Hello from New York. Thank you for being here. This is The Real Show. Okay, so a construct has been created, and I'm not sure what's happened after that. Yes, Death Touch.
Yeah, I'm aware. Okay. I'll take it.
Okay. Okay, maybe second guessing a block here. Plague Engineer gets through for some damage. Fiend Artisan. Good. So I have some defenses here. Plague Engineer reduces the toughness of Illusionist to 0. Collector Roof shuts off Shuko, which Urza Saga can now find. And Bowmaster is making Brainstorm, Ponder, whatnot a little bit or a lot worse. So I've built some defenses. Fiend Artisan on the board has Ron maybe a little bit worried about what's going to happen next turn. Urza Saga popping after making a second construct.
Thank you.
Yeah, that like you can sort of piece together.
I currently have 2 energy. I'll be able to get to 3 energy at the end of this turn, and next turn my plan is to remove Nadu with the Helios one.
Ponder?
Yep.
We'll take this one.
Trigger this.
Sure.
I'll deal damage to the construct.
Sure. Trigger? Nadu trigger?
Ah, shit. Yeah. All right.
You want
fine.
to take that back?
Yeah, I'll just target you then.
Okay.
So this is a 2-2. You're right. Okay, so yeah, it does make sense to target Ron here over the construct because Nadu will trigger. So I'll target Ron. Swords on Collector Oof. The Collector Oof was holding Shuko back. So unlocking Shuko here is pretty bad news for me. The Nadu stuff will begin to happen here. Meticulous Archive, Surveil.
Trigger. Put this in my yard, put it into play.
Yep.
Sweet. We're comboing off, boys. Do it again.
Yep.
Put this in my hand.
Yep.
Put, move it over here.
Yep.
One.
Yes, these are the twos. So 2.
And 2.
Yep.
Put this in play.
Yep.
Move it over here.
Yep. 1.
And 2. I feel like going that way.
Someone drop an eye roll emoji.
How much open mana do you have? Just these two.
So my open mana right now, basic planes and Helios 1. I was hoping to make an energy on end step and then remove Nadu on my turn, but it looks like I ran out of time. The swords on Collector Roof. At least on Ron's turn, Ron will be able to go off a bit with Shuko plus Nadu. Whole bunch of cards revealed off the top so far this turn. A bunch of them were lands. We saw Cephalid Illusionist pass through, but there's still the Plague Engineer on the yard. All right, 2 more triggers, Cephalid Illusionist, and a second copy of Nadu go to hand.
Play Illusionist.
He's a wizard.
Okay, yeah, you're right. I forgot.
Yeah. All right, Ron and I helping each other through this. A lot on the board right now. The Illusionist is a wizard, so it would die immediately to Plague Engineer.
Play a wizard.
Yep. Okay, playing a wizard. Nadu will replace Nadu, and we could start the whole thing over again. Yeah. So 2 triggers?
Yep. I'm not passing that brainstorm another time soon.
They all start over then, right?
Yeah, okay. It's a new ability.
Yeah.
It's a new version, a new instance of that ability.
That makes sense. Source to Plowshares goes to hand. That could potentially deal with Plague Engineer.
2.
Yep.
It's over there. One more time. Counters.
There's Teferi Time Raveler. Urza Saga comes in. I think this game has slipped away from me. I'm just like, as I'm sitting here, when I was playing the game, I'm thinking it through, like, is there any chance I win this game? We have a Swords to deal with Plague Engineer, or Bowmaster if Ron wants to. Just going to keep activating the Nadu on his turn at minimum. Teferi can also bounce Plague Engineer, Swords, Bowmaster. All those plays are available. Here's a second Shuko, so I can't get rid of that entirely. There's a backup Nadu in hand now.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Move to end step.
End step, okay.
This is tapped.
I'm gonna you're gonna go to discard, I guess.
Yeah. Make an energy. Yeah. That's fine.
Okay.
So end step. I will discard. Probably this one.
Yeah, a new Nadu just lets you like start over again.
9.
It doesn't see all the previous Nadu's usage.
Go ahead.
But my soul does, and the gods. Okay. still in hand.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is the card you don't know.
Right. Got it. Cool.
Go for it.
Untap. Draw.
Yes, there.
So I have 3 energy. Yep. I have Plague Engineer, I have Bowmaster. Everything I have on the board can currently be dealt with by face-up cards in Ron's hand. Urza Saga can start making some constructs next turn. I know that Ron's basically tapped out, can't do much on my turn, so I'm trying to figure out, is there anything I can do here? Ron is at a low life total of 5, but has enough blockers to survive.
Who is?
Just trying to see if there's any way. Is there any way? Fiend Artisan still a 1/1. It looks like.
Listen, I'd be happy, not to die this turn.
Hey, you're at 5. It's tricky. I have a 2/2 Orc army. The pink Mariah Carey business card is my energy count. It's 3. Helios 1 can remove any creature on Ron's side if I want. It will require me to tap basically 4 mana, though.
So basically, these actions would have the.
But the double construct and Narcomoeba represent 3 other blockers. If I remove a construct, yeah, there are basically 4 blockers on the board, and I don't have enough creatures on the board that can deal lethal around 3 blockers currently.
Yeah, but
I think I'm too far behind. You got it.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to scoop this one up. Game 1 goes to Ron.
Like a dummy.
I was so close. So close. The swords on my collector roof broke open my defenses there, and Ron was able to accumulate such a huge advantage from the Nadu and Shuko combo.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's true too.
Just too much. I just had too much stuff.
Yeah, you're just too good.
Yeah, I know. Just draw your deck. Flip your deck.
All right.
With Plague Engineer, I did name Wizard. It makes illusionists die as soon as they hit the battlefield, and reduce the power of Nadu, which made me able to attack with my Exalted trigger. All right, turn 1 Thoughtseize, a good start. No? Shuko, Ponder, Flooded Strand, Tundra, Brazen Bower, double Nadu.
I'll leave it up until I brainstorm.
Yeah, until you brainstorm. I'll take the Shuko.
Oh, my turn 1 player.
And it's your turn. Okay, Shuko is selected by Thoughtseize. It is discarded and past the turn. Ron will leave the hand face up for us. Yeah.
I'm going to use this.
Turn 1 Ponder.
Go ahead.
Arash says they let the guy on the right play, thought he was ban-hammered. Yeah, so I'm banned from old school 93, 94 and banned from vintage, but I'm allowed to play Legacy.
Turn to you.
Bowmaster. Have you seen this card, chat? This card is crazy. What does the new card do? Oh, that's crazy. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, they didn't test it. Yeah. Wow.
Turn for 2.
bringing 4 of these.
Bird.
Birds of Paradise is in. Pass the turn. Round of applause for Birds of Paradise. Come on, we're still playing that card in Legacy. Let's go.
Get out of here.
The perfect Magic card.
I couldn't remove it. So I was.
People that haven't memorized every version of every card keep calling me out that I'm playing the 30th anniversary edition Birds of Paradise, and they just don't know anything.
Yeah, they did that to me too.
No.
Because also,
Thank you.
Tropical Island surveilled into the trash by Hedge Maze.
All right. Bird number 1.
Yes.
I see your bird in rays.
All right, Bird versus Bird. Nadu is on the board. We saw Nadu was in hand, so it was inevitable. Here's a Wasteland.
also, have you found
X is 3.
Sure.
Green Sun X is 3.
No.
Targets, right?
It does, yeah.
Trigger?
Cephalid Illusion is found, but I have killed a Nadu.
Take 1.
Ron got a trigger out of it, but at least it wasn't 16 cards, as Ron pointed out in the first game. Was way too much for me to overcome. Urza Saga is the play. That's a good find. Here's a Nadu. Here's a Nomads and Core. Dang.
Target?
Yep.
Target?
Yep.
I just take
Trying to get some defenses up with Grist. Bunch of triggers from Nomads and Core and Nadu here. Force of Will and a Swords to Plowshares were found.
yeah, I think it was fun. They have a nice deck.
Upkeep activating again.
Target? Target?
Yep.
Wizard? Target?
Yep.
Target?
Okay, a bunch more cards added to Ron's hand, and Cavern of Souls on Wizard added to the board. Playing another Wasteland.
Oh, plus Grist.
Sure.
I think at least me and two I know you can do like the
Thassa's Oracle is in hand. A Narcomoeba is in hand. There's a chance that we are... what am I trying to say? We can end up with too few Narcomoebas in the deck, that we don't have enough to flashback Dread Return. There's some stuff going on here that I'm thinking about.
Pops K Nomads and Core.
Abrupt Decay on Nomads and Core. It's a little bit more dangerous than Nadu right now, given the cards face up in hand, like the Cephalid Illusionists.
I still have some of it. So I've got
Trying to figure this out. There are face-up Illusionists in hand.
Waste of Saga. Go ahead.
End of turn.
Okay, double fetch here from Ron.
I'm gonna. Oh, still on my own step.
Sure. Response to me fetching?
I think I'm thinking about... So, this turn felt difficult. I don't remember exactly what I had in hand. But on my end step, Ron is fetching, going to Surveil. Trying to remember right now what was in my hand. I really didn't want to tap out. I'm going to Path to Exile after the fetches on Nadu. I think I realized here that I have an opening to do this while Nadu can no longer trigger. And I know there's a face-up force in hand, so I'm going to make Ron fire it off here. The timing of that, I'm unsure about. But, okay, swords on my Bowmaster on my end step. Now my only open land is a wasteland, so I'm tapped out from colored mana right now. Grist gets knocked out.
Second main.
Oh, really?
I knew my Path to Exile was going to get forced. The question was, do I want to get forced now or later? I think I was also thinking, did Ron have enough mana to hardcast force there? Can't remember. It doesn't matter. I think everybody gets the idea. Brainstorm happening here now that Bowmaster is gone.
This guy, but he was the guy who's just like screaming.
Oh, okay.
Yo, it wasn't time for it to
Yeah, I'm gonna ponder. Probably immediately shuffle.
Did you play the Fnatic?
No,
Yeah,
I did not. I've not.
Okay, Ponder Shuffle. That's a good sign for me, I guess. Not finding the combo pieces right off the top.
I want to play it in the
Have I tried Keen Eye Curator? Yeah, it's in my list. Card's good.
I want to play too.
Yeah, I'll try to go on
Try it again.
Now a Brainstorm for Ron, trying to figure out how to close this game out. Monka, thank you for the resub. 53 months from Monka. Leading the way is Monka. There is no Man's and Core. Gonna start the train. Sephir Illusionist. Sephir Illusionist. Third one.
Cards in here? One.
No, I just mean like I'm gonna play Cloudpost.
Yeah, I don't feel like losing to Fairy Macabre, so I'm gonna pass. I have to discard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I discard 2.
Okay, so a little bit worried here about Graveyard Hate. Gonna discard Memory's Journey to hand size.
My understanding is basically levels in around like 1 there's like 80 cards from 5th.
Yeah, I think the blocking bullets.
Sure. Ooh, with authority. Whoops. Where do I go back? Event. No, track life. There we go. Alright, 2.
Go ahead. Okay, so No Man's and Core and Nadu will survive. Doing the thing here on my end step. Yep. Back up Nadu found now. Das's Oracle found now. Which kind of protects Ron from Graveyard Hate now, and that will lead to a scoop. GG's. Well played. Ron gets it. Cephalid breakfast, everybody. We're going to start another poll for Twitch chat shortly. Which match next? Your options will be Reanimator versus Lands. Reanimator versus Breakfast. Reanimator versus Demir. Blue-black tempo. Dead Gael versus Reanimator. Or Grixis Control versus Reanimator. There's a lot of Reanimator in the queue. I don't know what else to say. 2 minutes. Get your votes in. Don't get angry with me. If you don't like Reanimator, come play at the shop with a different deck and go 3-0. I don't know what to say. All right. Votes are coming in. I'm going to vote on this one. I get one vote. One sad vote. Our Discord is up on your screen. Join the Discord if you're not yet in the Discord. We have a merch shop. We have a Patreon. We have the Fallout set coming to MTGO. I think it's in about 2 weeks, approximately. So get yourselves ready for the OG art of pre-war formalware, the OG art of rampaging Yao Guai, the OG lumbering Mega Sloth. Get your Surge foils, folks. Pip-Boy 3000. Inventory management. It's OG. Get your OG. Is it the best art? Almost out of time. Cab21 contributed 3,200 channel points to Reanimator versus Blue Black up next. Let's do it. Okay, diving in.
Years ago, I'm like, wait a minute, is Genshin that old? And yeah, it's been out for 5 years. I think.
Well, I played when the oh gosh, I'm even blanking on names. That's like really so long. But it was this like purple lightning sword.
Oh, rated.
Yeah, when she came out.
All right, I believe it's Demir Tempo on the left and Reanimator on the right. Omar versus Bill. Let's get this going. AJ Potato says, "How do I patch my MTGO CD-ROM?" Yeah, you have to I don't know, mail it in and they send you a new one. Mike, thank you for the resub with Prime 20 months. Polluted Delta Pass underway.
I used to, and then I stopped.
On your hands up, I will crack my fetch one.
I say, you know what? I'm gonna wait till some point.
I mean, I'll still write it down, but I'll do this for the stream. I will grab a.
All right, so end step fetch, Undercity Sewer most likely will be found.
There we go. It's not exactly paid off.
I'm on the play.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah, I would have been fine with just but then I
By the way, I'm not sure if everyone is aware, but the 90s MTG YouTube channel is getting very close to 10,000 subscribers, which is interesting. Hit subscribe, it's free.
Go.
Good. Once upon a time?
Yep.
Play Underground Sea and pass the turn.
Okay, another duel. Drummer, thank you for the reset with Prime. 23 months for Drummer. 23 months. So one more month and Drummer will have a big achievement. Troll of Khazad-dûm getting swamp cycled, finding a basic island. Basic swamp, rather. Basic island was found by the Scalding Tarn.
Legacy is so fun, oh my god.
right.
Legacy has just become surveillance.
I mean, hey, I kind of like the surveillance,
No, I
but they did also probably juice up some decks a bit too much.
Dude, now I want to play Jewel Lotus in my Legacy deck.
Rip in peace.
There was a way you can play that.
Oh yeah, with doubling cube, right? Yeah.
Doubling cube. Doubling cube.
Go ahead.
Don't do it, Bill.
Sure.
Ends up, I'll cycle my troll as well.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, a swamp cycle of Troll of Khazad-dûm. Is Bill on Reanimator too? What's going on?
Boo. I'll pass. Well, at this point, you're
I actually really don't know what Bill is playing. I thought it was blue-black tempo. Are we being duped? Have we been tricked?
I will untap.
Yep.
Upkeep.
Yep.
Drop.
Yep.
I will play the land that I got.
Yep.
And I will cast Entomb.
Oh my god. Okay, so Bill is on Reanimator, it turns out.
This gold card that I got like 2 weeks ago. Tracks up.
Yep, there it is.
I will cast Entomb or Reanimate targeting a Traxxas.
Reanimate. Yep. Thinking.
Yep.
Okay. I will attempt to brainstorm this.
Yeah.
All right, Reanimate on Atraxa, brainstorm and response.
Back.
Alright, go ahead.
And step.
Yeah.
Look like these two.
Yep.
I will attempt to force pitch ponder on the Reanimator. Go to 18.
I'm going to use SEC.
Fine.
Okay, Force Pitch Ponder on the Reanimate will resolve. Another Reanimate. Daze. Bill will force pitching Brainstorm.
We have protection for everything.
No response. I'll cast this.
That's good.
Okay, in response to Force casting an Entomb now is Omar. Putting Archon of Cruelty in the yard. It looks like Reanimate will now resolve.
Yes, so yeah, trigger on the stack.
And Bill will get into Atraxa.
So it's going to be very random. I'm about to do it. So it's just a locust, 2, and a...
3.
Oh, 3. Yep, 2, 3.
And
Sedgemoor Witch.
Xyz Archon. Ponder. Entomb, land. Entomb, land. Ponder. Force of Will.
No, I have no mana because it was 2. So
Yeah,
it's
I'm gonna grab definitely land, definitely Ponder.
Oh, it's
definitely Force of
Because
Will.
it itself is a locust, right?
And
Yeah, it's a
Because it
locust.
copies it.
I want
And then
Archon.
there's
Yeah,
the
so-
and then the Nexus.
So
Yeah.
oh, wow, I didn't realize that. Thank you.
Alright, so I will take these 3 cards to my hand.
All right, Pluto Delta, Ponder, and Force of Will to hand. Traxa's on the board for Bill, who I thought was just playing blue-black tempo, but apparently it's a Reanimator package as well. I never will intentionally mislead the people of the chat. And a hype train just started. Thank you, D2Ako, for the resub 14 months. Legacy hype.
Cards in?
I mean, I'm going to discard my hand for all of these.
Petty theft.
Okay, so you have a ton of pests.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have 316 million pests.
316 million pests.
And yeah, and then I'll choose to stop because actually we'll make it 666 million.
666 million. Cool.
So just for the fun of this and then I just
Okay, back to my hand.
take 118.
All right, Brazen Bar will go on an adventure. Petty theft will resolve. Reanimate. Looks like gesturing towards the Archon of Cruelty. That will resolve.
So 1, 2, 3.
Yep. And then I gain 3, draw a card.
Yep.
And you discard a card?
Oh yeah, I'll discard tracks.
Alright, pass.
All right, discarding Atraxa is Omar. There's a brainstorm for Omar.
1, 2, 3. Like these two. Fetch 14. Underground Sea.
Sure.
I'll gain 4.
23.
Bill has a Force of Will in hand to protect this Archon of Cruelty, potentially. Archon of Cruelty, a nasty one. Thoughtseize.
4.
Yeah.
Sack the Cloudpost to
You have 1 card.
Sure.
1 card.
Tabernacle?
Yeah.
Okay.
One card in hand for Omar.
I'll brainstorm. Sure.
Okay, brainstorm in response to the Thoughtseize.
Honestly, the more I would see my deck if I had any other than damage, because damage obviously isn't going to get there.
Now, while this brainstorm resolving, I'll just point out that we're still in game 1 here, but the post sideboard games will be on the lookout for. No matter who wins this game, we'll be on the lookout for who keeps in Reanimator package stuff, who does not. That stuff gets a little tricky in these sort of mirrors.
Cool.
It's been a few years since I've played Reanimator on a regular basis, but the mirrors can be tricky, given that your opponent can obviously reanimate, as we saw earlier in this game, creatures out of your graveyard.
Attack trigger.
Yep, I will discard, reanimate, and take a total of 9 down to 3.
Yeah, had to put that Traxo away.
Yeah, I think I just played that.
And then
Okay, Archon of Cruelty gets in, reanimate, discarded.
Yeah, I will.
Judd, thank you for the resub. 8 months. Appreciate that. Game 1 will go to Bill.
well, you're in tune for Archon when I had the Atraxa resolve.
Right. Sure. So it's like significantly worse, whereas before you always had.
All right, so as we prepare for Game 2, I mentioned during Game 1, but I'll mention again. Sideboarding in these mirrors can be kind of tricky. The Reanimator package sometimes will get taken out, and then you'll see cards, not just in the mirror, but in general. You'll see cards like Barrogoyf come in, become more of a frog tempo deck. So we'll be on the lookout to see how these players have adjusted their decks for post-sideboard. Built up a game.
It's a whirl.
Pyroblast and like a braid and stuff like that, yeah.
Sewers trigger?
Yeah.
Undercity Sewers, Surveil to start the game, dumps a fetch land. Looks like Bill's holding a waste. We might see that fired off. Yep.
I usually see people just shove force.
Rand, thank you for this resub with Prime. Thanks for all the legacy content new to the format, but love it. Good to hear. 4 months for Rand.
Pass.
Swamp. Go ahead.
Sure, I'll keep. And I'm putting back.
End step fetch.
Yep.
I will start on that.
All right, Polluted Delta gets correct. Undercity Sewers now for Bill. Surveil.
Oh yeah, same. I mean, for me, it's mostly because I don't have the fourth C, but
Dude, you don't need the 4C. Like,
no, I know.
When people say like, "Oh, you do," like, I'm like, nah. It comes up what, like 1 out of 100 games, like,
Like having the fourth C is.
Players here discussing not having a fourth Underground C. I guess Omar has an Undercity Sewer instead. Unless you're playing in the World Championship of Legacy, those things usually don't matter. You'll see an occasional player here and there with a Watery Grave in a deck that shouldn't have shock lands. Don't worry about that stuff. All right, Bowmaster flashed in.
Target. All right, got it.
Oh yeah, so you just do one with colors.
Yeah, my dude.
There you go.
Untap. Yep.
Have you seen this card, Orcish Bowmaster, chat?
Lands. Second frog.
Sure.
I'll play flute.
Common.
Getting beaten down. 16.
Go ahead. Destructive.
Some people are saying Orcish Bowmaster is as good as Dreadhorde Arcanist. All right, here's Fatal Push. Targeting the frog.
I'll force pitch force.
Force pitching force.
Okay. 19. Try it again.
That's not right.
All right, a second Fatal Push, and the frog is gone.
our Barrel Boy.
We got a Barrel Boy.
There's the Barrogoyf. We were talking about the post-sideboard game plans. Barrogoyf on the board.
Land creature. Do you have sorcery?
No.
Alright, so it's 3-4. Do you mind if I grab the dice off you and track it?
Yep.
Thank you.
I'll hit you.
So I didn't bring my dice in.
Yep.
3-4.
Okay, so Barrogoyf currently has 3 power.
I have 4 cards in.
It's going to be a pretty good attacker. Death Touch, Lifelink, some card advantage in its ability when it hits.
Move to combat?
Sure.
Attack.
Before blockers, I will attempt to bounce into your hand.
Oh,
Petty Theft, Bounce, Barrogoyf. Brazen Borrow goes on an adventure for Olmar.
I'll make you hit it start.
Try and play it again?
Yeah.
There we go.
Barrogoyf redeployed, resolves. So able to was that tempo? Bounce the Barrogoyf and save a turn. But this Barrogoyf will need to be dealt with.
Still 3-4, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. It was just the fact that.
And that's only when it deals combat damage to a player? Yeah, when Barrogoyf deals combat damage to a player, you may mill that many cards. If you do, put a creature card from among them into your hand.
Yeah.
Judd pointing out Bill putting lands in front. Yeah. Yeah.
Move to my combat step.
You're in protection.
Attack with 3.
I'll pay
Block
for
with the
both of
Orc.
these.
Gain
and
3?
I'll let this
Yep.
die.
Okay, chump blocking with the Orc Army. That makes some sense. Barrogoyf's ability when it hits the opponent can help things spiral out of control. Another Undercity Sewers. Serval, leave it on top.
I'll leave on top.
Alright.
Yeah.
There you go.
You have not drawn this
I
one.
have not drawn.
Cards advance.
4 cards in Bill's hand.
I can almost hardcast my troll.
Was there mana available to hardcast Brazen Borrower there? I guess there was. Yeah, maybe that was a missed opportunity. Unclear. Maybe Omar has a read that there's a daze available?
Karn.
I'll cycle troll. I'm also going to fetch, so I'm just going to trigger.
That's fine now. You're good.
You have 2.
Cycling Troll of Khazad-dûm and fetching, finding an underground sea. AJ Potato pointing out that Bill is on the DCI's most wanted list. Yeah, Bill has been on the run for a while now. High train complete. 5 subs. Thank you, everybody.
So I can eventually pay 6 and turn them all.
I'm going to use one of my floating.
Yep.
To.
Bill is actually an outlaw. They call him Bristly Bill.
It's not about cast Brazen Borrower.
So I have 1 floating.
Yep.
Okay, Bill is casting a Brazen Borrower as a creature.
I'm going to grab tower.
Yep.
Move to draw?
Yep.
Over 2.
Walking close over 2.
Move to combat?
Yep.
Response.
Before blocks, I'll
Attacking with the Brazen Borrower. Attacking with the Barrogoyf. Brazen Borrower getting flashed in. Sucks to chump block with a Bowmaster. But Brazen Borrower will block Brazen Borrower.
3? Yep. Trigger.
So I'll
Proposition.
Okay.
gain 3.
Chain says I have my DCI number memorized by heart. Who has their DCI number memorized by heart? Post it. Prove it.
This?
Yep.
There you go.
There's a Psychic Frog for Bill. Barrogoyf plus Psychic Frog on the board is a pretty good advantage here. Brazen Borrower is definitely holding back. I mean, Bowmaster's definitely holding back some stuff. But all right, here's a Barrogoyf for Omar. So we're at Barrogoyf parity.
Archetypes, so they're both still 3/4s.
I'm an old border purist.
Still 3/4s.
Okay.
Barrogoyfs could trade here.
Take 2.
I take 2.
Okay, a Petty Theft on Omar's Baragoyf. Brazen Bar will go on an adventure.
Attack.
Take it all.
No effects.
So I'll take a total of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You'll get 2 triggers.
Yep.
Oh no, you were on the.
Okay, 2 triggers for Bill here. 1 for Baragoyf, 1 for Psychic Frog. And then I guess we'll see a trigger of Bowmaster.
I was at 19 before.
Oh, I must have missed trigger then. Okay.
Miss on that, draw.
Yep. And then I'll trigger the Bowmaster.
Yep.
Target you.
Okay, Bowmaster gets a friend again. Just a Pig says there might have been an error with life totals. Possibly. I wasn't paying close attention to that. Psychic Frog. Number 2.
Yeah.
AJ Potato advising everybody never post your DCI number. Identity theft is real. Yeah, be very careful with that. Be very careful.
Reanimate my own Psychic.
That's fine.
Reanimate on Psychic Frog. Omar will have a Psychic Frog.
And then play another Psychic.
Alright, we got frogs.
We are frogging it up. Pass.
Bill, I don't know about Omar, but Bill is writing down life on a pad, so maybe the phone hasn't been updated. I'm not sure what happened there. But it's possible lifelink was missed.
Move to combat.
I wasn't watching that very carefully. All right, Baragoyf attacks. It has 5 power, I believe, now.
Let's see here.
1, 2, 3. I'll turn one of them into a green.
I'll just talk about
2 and a green.
Only Baragoyf attacking.
5 and a green.
I'll block with the army.
Alright, double effects. I'll gain 5. I'm at 26.
Okay, Orc Army will chump block.
That's
Reanimate.
Okay, it seems like Twitch chat has noticed Omar misclick somewhere. Reanimate. Okay, Fire Macabre getting fired off here, removing the Troll of Khazad-dûm and the Animate dead. So Reanimate is countered.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can search.
Pass turn 2.
Draw.
You have 4 in hand.
I have 4.
Cards and notes?
4.
Yeah.
4 cards in Bill's hand. Both players with 2 frogs. Bill with a Baragoyf. Omar with a Bowmaster. And now a Baragoyf on Omar's side, possibly. This game is close. Brazen Borrow gets flashed in. Omar's life total is somewhat low.
I'm going to play Glimmer Post, game 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, we're at 16.
Touch 25.
I like birds too.
I'll pay 1, 2, 3.
There's a sandbag in it. Oh, yeah.
I'll set up.
Fatal push on Baragoyf. That'll resolve. Omar's Baragoyf is removed.
Attack with these 2.
Looks like Baragoyf's power now is indicated as 4. The Animate did get removed by the Fairy Macabre, reduced it. I see.
Yeah, let me just confirm again. I don't have another enchantment. No artifacts. Alright, cool, yeah.
Confirm that Baragoyf has 4 power. Brazen Borrow and Baragoyf attacking. Omar in a tough spot, I guess. Gonna chump with Bowmaster. Bowmaster down. That kind of improves the situation for Bill quite a bit.
That's right.
Tap. Draw.
Omar down to 6 now. I think we could see Bill attack with all creatures on the next turn.
Or they're not artifacts, right? All cards are colorless. Oh, it is combat? Yeah. We do that. So you know I have it in my hand.
It's the anti-go for the
Tyler.
Yeah, swinging out. Everybody's coming in. That makes a lot of sense. Only 2 cards in Omar's hand. Not sure how many Bill is holding, but it looks like 4.
Rule Cathar?
You're going to have to remind me what that card is.
Okay, so even if I block 2 frogs, that's lethal. If I block here, you discard another frog, that's lethal. Block here, same story. You got it. You just.
That is the match. No removal spell for Omar. Bill gets it. GG's. Nicely played. That was a good match. It was a good match. Kind of a look at the top deck in the format. Battling against itself, what that looks like. We haven't seen that too much on stream. I've heard people talking about that the Reanimator mirrors are kind of miserable or whatever. I thought that was a cool match to watch. The Barragoyf is such a cool card. I dig it. I dig it. Where are we on time? Okay. Let's set up another poll for the chat. Which match next? Your options will be Cloudpost versus Maverick, or Dead Gael versus Reanimator, or Breakfast, Cephalid Breakfast versus Reanimator, Grixis Control versus Reanimator, or Jeskai Control versus Reanimator. Got a couple of different Reanimator builds in the queue, a couple of different players. 2 minutes to vote. Yeah, the Metamorphosis Fanatic is seeing some testing. Seems inevitable we'll see it pop up on stream. New card from Duskmorn. Votes are coming in. I'm going to vote on this one. I get 1 vote. People will try to rig the poll using channel points, of course, as usual. Join our Discord if you're not yet in our Discord. We have a merch shop. We have a Patreon. Links are all over the place for that. About a minute left for voting. People are trying to rig the poll using their channel points. Less than a minute. Are we going to see junk tokens and rad counters in Legacy? Does anybody know? What tier? What tier is Rampaging Yaoguai and what's its win rate? Does anybody know? Mandroth contributed 1,000 channel points. Breakfast versus Reanimator up next. Let's do it. Let's do it. Diving in.
You left. Don't worry, they were still all degenerates. Crazy shit going on in that store.
High Valley stream too.
All right, on the left side of your screen, we have Dave Kaplan with Reanimator. On the left side, we have, on the right side, we have Cephalid Breakfast. That would be Ron, once again. Getting ready to go.
Whatever the job demands.
The Breakfast and Reanimator decks at the top of the metagame right now, I would say.
Speaking of lands and or spells, Savannah, pass.
Better than average. 6.
What?
What is that? Pass to your upkeep.
Sure, that's fine.
Okay, Wasteland on Savannah.
Try again. Pass.
I'm gonna get a Underground Sea and Thoughtseize.
Okay, Thoughtseize resolves. Let's take a look at Ron's hand. Double Force, Cephalid Illusionist, Thassa's Oracle, and Prismatic Ending.
Let's take the Illusionist.
Well, it is the most important meal of the day.
Okay, Cephalid Illusionist is gone.
I'll just leave it open.
Okay.
Until I brainstorm, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, I play brainstorm.
Yes.
Land. Pass.
So Double Force, Thassa's Oracle, Prismatic Ending, and an unknown card in Ron's hand. Dave will be aware at this point that he's up against Cephalid Breakfast. Not sure if Ron knows what he's up against exactly. It's obviously a blue-black tempo deck of some kind, it seems. Here's Brainstorm.
The devil.
Sometimes in these early games these days, you can't really tell, like, am I against Delver, blue-black tempo, or am I against Reanimator? Need more information to figure it out. The Thoughtseize makes it likely this is a Reanimator deck, I guess.
Yeah.
Brainstorm?
Yeah, Underground Sea is in a bunch of different decks.
Brainstorm's good.
I can pick up?
Yeah, thanks.
No, because it's sacrifice.
Okay, Brainstorm resolves. Looks like Shuko and Narcomoeba were drawn.
Cast Lotus Petal, trigger. On you. Go to combat. Two. Second.
And a Shuko.
It's not that much.
Undercity Sewer Surveil.
Yeah.
Shuko is on the board.
Sorry, I totally forgot about the flex. Yeah.
Shuko had its chance to shine in Modern recently. Was previously only really a relevant card in Legacy. In years past, prior to maybe, well, when did Breakfast start getting popular? It was around the time that Initiative started getting popular, roughly. I mean, I'm talking about like big spans of time. Prior to that, Breakfast wasn't super common, but you'd see it here and there. Going back a little bit further than that, Thassa's Oracle was obviously a huge addition to the Breakfast deck.
To speak again.
No.
You took enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
There was a wizard cycling card, Step Through, in Modern Horizons 1, I believe. And then Urza's Saga obviously was a big part of the deck as well.
Yep.
All right, here's Psychic Frog. Yeah, Jen pointing it out. Urza's Saga and Thassa's Oracle turbocharged the deck, I guess is the point of my story. Psychic Frog on the board, though. Meticulous Archive. Step Through was MH2. Okay. MH2. Fair enough.
Trigger.
And then,
Folks, if you want to make it to the Pro Tour, and especially if you want to make it to the World Championship, you do have to memorize every single version of every card, what set it was in, the art, the artist's name, all that. I don't want to hear about your product fatigue. Urza's Saga is in.
sorry? Yeah, 2, yeah.
And product fatigue, of course, is a real thing. People are suffering. It's not funny. It's not funny at all. Here's Nadu. And it looks like it's been it's resolving. Nadu's ability. After equipping with Shuko, 2 triggers here. Get a land, get a swords. And might try to remove this Psychic Frog now.
Yep.
It's possible that the Urza Saga should have been tapped for mana this turn. I don't know.
Tundra. Wow.
Okay, swords will remove the frog. The frog is gone.
And I will pass the turn.
Yeah, the tapping of the mana there, Jen is Ron in the chat calling it a misplay. Those tiny micro decisions can often make the difference in games, especially high stakes games. Looking to tighten up your game, definitely think about what lands you're tapping. I think we're all guilty of, I tapped the wrong land pretty often, but you'll see the players that play really tight that put up a lot of wins. They are very meticulous about that. All right, Troll of Khazad-dûm, Swamp Cycle happening. And Undercity Sewer is found.
I like it.
Target you. I'll
My turn. Keep draw.
draw.
Little bit of 90s MTG history, I guess. Dave Kaplan back in 2023, I think, won a Legacy 10K at an SEG event in, I think, New Jersey. And we have a recap of that event up on our YouTube channel if you're looking to see some high-level play. This was back when the initiative was hot in the format. I think Expressive Iteration might have still been legal. I'm not sure. I don't remember the timing of it, but Dave Kaplan had an epic run and played really tight throughout that event. Definitely worth watching. Looking for something to watch. Head over to our YouTube channel. Check that out. All right, fetching a Polluted Delta. And just in general, if you're looking to watch and learn from a player that plays really tight, especially playing these blue-black or blue tempo decks, keep an eye out for Dave Kaplan on our channel. All right, Fatal Push on Nadu. Force of Will was found and conveniently fired off here to protect Nadu. So Nadu protects itself.
Push.
And another fatal push.
There goes in my hand.
Force pitching Narcomoeba. And the second fatal push is countered.
Good.
All right, fought off 2 fatal pushes on Nadu. And, okay, done a little bit out of order here. Urza Saga would tick up after the draw step. Shuko equip. Nadu to hand. So there was a backup. Thassa's Oracle to hand. The Elo bot, thank you for the sub with Prime. 7 months. Appreciate that.
Represent it. I don't have construct tokens.
Okay, making a construct. Equipping the construct. Okay, don't have the token. Okay.
In the dark?
Equip.
Yeah.
Trigger.
I got this here hand now. Ah, yeah, okay. Double reanimator. Okay.
So these are all in my hand. These are revealed.
It's one of those things like, I guess it's fine if both players understand what's going on kind of thing, but don't just use a D6 as your tokens, folks. It's just not clear enough.
Main. I'll play out an Archimedes.
Sure.
Equip.
Alright, Brainstorm found. Cephalid Illusionist found. That could set up a nasty following turn.
1, 2.
Twitch chat calling for a DQ.
Pass turn.
So the D6 in between Nadu and the Narcomoeba is a construct. Its power and toughness is 2/2 right now. And it looks like probably Ron has the win in hand next turn with the breakfast combo. Cephalid Illusionist plus Shuko can mill the deck. Thassa's Oracle is in hand. The whole thing. Force backup. That would be the fourth force of will in this game for Ron.
Yeah, sure. Well, I have young Cryo, right?
And these 2 are exiled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna only play this deck on Line Rockford until I get like 20 trophies and everyone like and everyone will be like, oh my god, Young Power Man is the best card ever.
Alright, passing the turn back to Ron. Not sure what the game plan is for Kaplan here, but maybe we're about to find out. There are also, it looks like 2 copies of Illusionist in hand, so there's a lot of redundancy here. There's also a backup Nadu.
So these guys are now 3/3s.
Okay, making another D6 construct, and now we'll search.
Got a Lotus Petal.
Finding a Lotus Petal, okay.
Yeah.
Main phase. Equip.
Yeah, if you want to just, I just want to see what the rest of your deck.
Okay, that's fine. I'm working on that.
Okay.
All right. Equip. That play. I'll cast Cephalid.
Yeah.
Illusionist.
Yeah.
Equip. So I'll reveal for Nadu.
Yeah.
Put that in hand. Okay, and then I'll mill 3.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if it worked.
No, it works that way.
Equip. I'm sorry. Reveal.
It's okay. You got it.
Okay, game 1 goes to Ron. Kind of part of the way through resolving the breakfast combo, Dave scoops it up.
But it is slightly cheaper, like maybe like $1 or $2 cheaper than instead of all sacrifice food.
You have 3.
So now Kaplan will be on the play. We know Kaplan has some discard spells. We know Kaplan has probably Daze, Force of Will, Wasteland, all that kind of disruption. We'll also likely now have some Graveyard Hate stuff post-sideboard. We'll see what what Dave has in store for us.
Yeah. This.
I'm assuming you're playing.
Yeah.
Alright.
6, 7. I'll
That's the block two.
make 5 dudes and strike 5.
So I'll draw 4. 1, 2, 4. I'll give you 4.
Okay.
Trigger. Draw. 1.
Sure.
All right, Ponder on turn 1 for Kaplan. Looks like there's a Force of Will in hand.
Yeah.
Flooded Strand pass.
Flooded Strand past the turn for Ron.
Sorry.
Sounds like people are laughing in the background. Did anyone else hear that?
I'll keep this. Good. Targeting the planes. Yep.
They're probably commander players, right? Like jamming their Jeweled Lotuses and their Mana Crypts and their Dockside Extortionists and their Nadus. They're probably having a blast at the next table. All right, Meticulous Archive, Surveil. Yeah, it's too soon, yeah.
Trigger?
He's gotten one of like 3 in a row.
The one thing that I didn't hear anyone talk about when it comes to the commander bans are the play patterns.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I haven't heard one discussion of play patterns yet.
Who's the Saga?
Not sure. 7.
Nomads in core?
And does Commander have a watch list? All right, Nomads and Core is in.
On that. Shoot for 3.
And then it heads to the trash immediately. Fatal Push takes it out. Dave Kaplan will surveil now.
I'll go to 16 and I'll resolve the triggers.
Aviator says the rules committee keeps close tabs on the watch list. Yeah. AJ Potato says, thank you, Commander players, for keeping my legacy cards valuable. You know what, AJ Potato? Here's the thing. While I agree with that, I agree. More important to me is that they're keeping my non-legacy cards valuable. The ones I do not need are valuable, and then I can get rid of them and get something for them. All right, Wasteland takes out Urza Saga. Pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't think the Pioneer and Modern players are helping as much.
Are you still a big fan of the breakfast version versus like like the elf?
Okay, Wasteland on the archive. It's gone.
Brainstorm?
Okay, like micro decision discussion here. Are you supposed to, in air quotes, hit Meticulous Archive or Tundra with Wasteland there? They were both untapped. Which one are you supposed to waste? Does anybody have thoughts on that? We're getting really deep right now. Troll of Khazad-dûm getting swamp cycled.
Dude, Allosaur Shepherd can just go like just go jump off. Dude, Allosaur Shepherd was vexing Quabble
Zach's like, he's going for it.
Targeting? Nomads in core?
Nope.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
All right, Reanimate. Troll of Khazad-dûm is in. That'll be a good attacker. Twitch chat pointing out that if Daze returns the archive to hand, Ron can possibly surveil again. That's true. Swords on the Troll.
I'll take one off the cast.
5 cards in Ron's hand here. Force Pitching Brainstorm, protecting the Troll. Maybe an opportunity for Ron to combo a little bit easier now with Force of Will out of the way, but the Troll will obviously be a fast clock and Ron will have to hurry up and do that. Ponder left the cards on top. That could be bad news for Kaplan.
Go ahead.
Now Baraglyph. So this game could be slipping away from Ron. But there is enough mana now to combo. Teferi. Okay, that'll be nice. Bounce the troll.
Draw card. Go ahead.
Baraglyph will now likely attack Teferi is my guess.
I think 5/6.
No artifacts.
No artifacts.
Okay, so Baraglyph's power is 5.
Very large land.
Undercity Sewer, Surveil. Underground Sea into the yard. Okay, attacking Ron, trying to get that Baraglyph trigger. Baraglyph only triggers when it deals combat damage to a player. It's different than the frog.
As soon as it's like a microspawn,
Troll of Khazad-dûm comes to hand.
I was just trying to get to the double Freeman. He was like fucking Michael's pulling like.
Sure. Yeah, I just thought the first microspawn.
Psychic Frog on the board. Not sure why Baraglyph untapped here.
And then I had to replicate it to counter a chalice trigger.
Sometimes it's worth to counter the trigger and then plow it, so you go up. Card.
Oh, I had a chalice. He had a chalice, and he had only 2 lands. Sure.
Okay, Swamp Cycle on end step, the Troll of Khazad-dûm. Dave with everything face up here. And Ron, not a lot going on at the moment. Just a plus of Teferi past the turn. Basic Swamp is found. Psychic Frog. And Baraglyph.
I mean, the ability is fundamental with your lands.
Yeah, I played 2 and I still feel like I'm 3.
I'm curious to know, I mean, obviously we have already ones that try on your team.
It's possible Kaplan can swing for lethal this turn.
I would force my mana so much.
The question is, do we want to discard our hand?
I feel like I get more if you don't shut down my token, I can just like play a land.
You have to have it.
You can still play through.
Don't think it's too big of a deal to discard Swamp and Troll of Khazad-dûm, but maybe the third card in hand is a must keep.
You can't have like double white and
Could get blown out here by a removal spell.
6 and like
That's fair.
all this stuff.
No, I hear you.
You're not playing 2 buttons here. So, and also like I don't want back to basics to just
Any effects before damage?
Okay, I think we're at no blocks right now. Effects before damage. Swamp Cycle, it makes sense.
And by the time that you are like
Sure.
like one escaping over the fight, I am sufficiently established that I can just play the second one.
Okay, Swamp Cycling Troll of Khazad-dûm. Underground Sea is found. Thin the deck a little bit.
So that I can hit it. Like if you, let's say you just step out for Vice Breaker and I back to basics, then there's not a micro spawn for it. And I can hit it. It gives me like 2 turns. That's all. Or like if you spend a turn escaping instead of like no push.
Discard? Sure.
That's already enough.
Sure.
Just relax.
Oh, so if Baraglyph has 5 power, this is lethal. Prismatic ending on the Baraglyph.
So I'll take 3.
Yep. Me 6.
Draw card?
I had miscounted when I was talking about the possibility of discarding that third card. Only needed to discard 2 to Psychic Frog to represent lethal, but okay. So a Wasteland removes the trop, and then passing the turn. Ron will fetch.
Against me, Blood Moon's worse, but within this matchup's context,
You can't hold it.
Yeah.
And then the sideboard Ruination usually finishes. Because I'm on the draw, sorry, I'm on the play.
Yeah.
So usually how it ends up going is you trade resources, on your turn 3 I consign your microspawn and then go for a Ruination. And then it's a toss.
Hedge Maze, Surveil.
And the play, and then it's like you mulligan once or twice or not, or like that stuff.
Misty Rainforest surveilled into the graveyard. Teferi will plus here. Still needs to beat a Psychic Frog. At 4 life right now, Psychic Frog has 3 power. Nadu. Okay.
We like, you don't know what's on the top. Sometimes I need to have like this.
Play Wasteland, protect you.
Block.
No rough day for the Jeskai weakness.
Okay, Nadu dies in combat. Psychic Frog is blocked.
Yep.
Teferi can minus here, bounce a Psychic Frog. Yep, that's the move.
Draw.
I'm back to, I dropped the high ground. I feel like there's just nothing right now. Even like, stop me up just
Go to 3.
Yep. That's like opposing for filming, that's whatever. Painter, I always have the rats. Also, like, if they're playing Painter, like, I just bring my titles. Like, they're not gonna, you know, they're not gonna not.
Psychic Frog and one unknown card in Kaplan's hand. If you're hoping to see a breakfast combo, Ron has not been able to assemble much of anything in this game. Here's another Nadu, okay.
Fighting 6 fighters versus 3.
Go ahead.
Just a Nadu.
And then I will sacrifice.
The challenge I got there.
Sure.
Nadu and Psychic Frog are on the board. Second Psychic Frog, okay. Ron's at 3.
And then I'm like, now simply draw Lorian, cast it.
Teferi, okay. Bounce a Frog. Ron could be stabilizing right now. Draw a card, a removal spell, and we could be in pretty good shape.
You don't play.
Pass the turn. This will force, if Kaplan wants to get through Nadu here, force Kaplan to discard a few cards to Psychic Frog. To kill Nadu, we'll need to discard 3 cards.
One triumph now in this.
I believe there are now 3 cards in hand. One of them is the second copy of Psychic Frog.
That I will plus. Right now is a incredibly favorable matchup. So I don't know if I just need to take a break and like make other decisions. I need to go over my matches from the challenge, but I just feel like I'm either like playing like shit, or like everything I do is
Bird versus Frog, exactly.
just doesn't work.
This is a nice little showdown here. Okay, playing another Frog. Looks like we've chosen not to attack this turn. Pass the turn. It looks like Ron has stabilized at 3 life.
Okay. I wonder what happens there. Okay.
Still, there's a second Frog that needs to be dealt with right here. Maybe not stabilized then, because you can attack with both Frog. All right, here's a Narcomoeba. All right, well, a chump blocker for now. A second Psychic Frog at 3 life meant that without a second blocker, Kaplan can attack whichever one is not blocked, pump. Okay, you're gonna jump 1 Frog.
Sure.
Jumping both Frogs. Okay.
I support down those 2 frogs into 4 masters, which I don't think is
Oh, they both fly.
Yeah, they both fly.
It's like, I mean, that's.
Okay, Kaplan forgot that Narcomoeba flies for a second, it seems. Not a big deal. Attacking.
And other people have the Frog is the lightning bolt, so the timing is right.
Two flyable is.
And you think timing is
Blocking both.
or basically nothing like force it. So like it probably it's like extra time. No.
Sure.
Just like 4 inch wide.
Sure.
For being Stalker Frogs.
Okay, so the Psychic Frog blocked by Nadu will become a 3/4. Narcomoeba will die in combat here. Discarded Harbinger of the Seas and Daze.
Plow.
Swords on the large Psychic Frog. Pretty big. With Teferi on the table, not much Kaplan can do about it. Murktide. This game is getting interesting.
Sure.
This has been a good game. Exiling 5 cards from the yard, and Murktide is an 8/8.
Plus.
The Teferi will tick up to 3. Nomads and Core. Okay, so we've assembled a little bit of a combo here. Ron will get at least 4 triggers this turn of Nadu. Orum's Chant was found. Brainstorm was found. Nadu number 2 was found. Another Nadu can reset the score on Nadu triggers and allow Ron to do it all over again. But going to Brainstorm first, possibly looking for another creature.
Into Dust, your Earth Saga, trigger this, and then
Cephalid Illusionist.
Okay, there's Cephalid Illusionist. This should be close to over now. I don't know. I think Kaplan's Hellbent. I don't know what Kaplan can do.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're right.
There's a Teferi. There's a lot going on.
The Nadu trigger. Do it again. Mill 3.
Yeah, good gaps.
That is the match. Ron gets it. Kaplan will scoop. GG's. Cephalid breakfast, everybody. Watch out. Let's set up another poll for Twitch chat to decide which match we watch next. Which match next? Twitch chat will vote. Reanimator versus Jeskai. Reanimator versus Grixis. Dead Gael versus Reanimator. Lands versus Reanimator. Or do you want another Reanimator mirror? 2 minutes. Get your votes in. Get your votes in. Discord is up on your screen. Join the damn Discord if you're not yet in our Discord. Have you seen this yet? What do you make of this? Delusional Kraut, thank you for the sub with Prime. 20 months. Tuned in just in time for some reanimating. Yes. Yes. Exactly. About a minute left to vote. Twitch chat is voting for which match we watch next. A lot of Reanimator in the queue. A lot of Reanimator in the queue. October 18th, Marvel previews will begin. Or there will be Marvel previews. Here's how I feel about it. Almost out of time on this poll. Close vote. Hamon Tesinos contributed 1,600 channel points to Reanimator versus Jeskai Control. Let's do it. Let's do it. Diving in.
And the only other thing is
You know what I'm doing.
oh yeah, and then like it makes like everyone.
Dave Kaplan back on the left with Reanimator, and on the right we have joining us Ed with Jeskai Control.
But like I'm at least like maybe it's oh yeah. I already pre-ordered for it. Oh, that was you.
Looks like Ed has taken a mulligan. One card on the bottom. Looks like Fourth Year Lingus was selected for the bottom. Kaplan kept 7. Ed kept 6. Kaplan on the play. Getting life totals for us. We're sending an important text message. And the turn 1 play will be...
Nice cards.
Should probably switch to covering Pioneer. We wouldn't have to wait for all the fetching.
Might be a Wrath Gaming situation next week.
What's the name?
Should we just switch to Pioneer, chat? Basic Swamp.
That's what I'm going to that's how the timing of the that is not.
Thoughtseize. Okay, I don't know if Kaplan knew what he was up against here, but we're about to find out, both us and Kaplan, what Ed is holding in hand. Tundra, Scalding Tarn, Brainstorm, Force of Will, Supreme Verdict, and Sink into Stupor.
Yeah.
AJ Potato with a great question. Do they fetch in Lorcana? Listen, Lorcana has all the mechanics and gameplay stuff figured out. They don't make mistakes like Wizards.
Oh, you got it.
I'm sure. Yes. Yeah.
Force of Will was selected. Brainstorm now for Ed. Trying to avoid getting caught by a Bowmaster.
Yeah.
Swamp Cycle of Troll of Khazad-dûm. Yeah, there's like not much shuffling happening in Lorcana according to KRS in the chat. Reanimate on the Troll. Troll is in play. There was a Sink into Stupor, but it may take us a while to get there. Here's a Ponder for Ed. There was also a Supreme Verdict, but that's even further away. And a Daze could slow things down as well.
I'm gonna scrape it up. Yeah.
This Troll of Khazad-dûm is going to be tough. Looks like Ed's now holding a Force of Will.
So I've already drawn.
You don't have. Oh, you said
I mean, sorry, 1860.
Troll of Khazad-dûm gets in for 6. It's going to be a fast clock. Ed can barely afford to fetch at this point.
Channel talking. I'll mill 3.
Psychic Frog, okay.
I'm going to take the battle.
4 cards in Kaplan's hand. Think about forcing this frog, possibly.
Battle Rager?
Okay, the frog will resolve. Ed needs to do something. Opted not to surveil on end step there. Going for a basic plains, okay. Maybe prioritizing protecting himself from any wasteland so that Supreme Verdict will be live. That makes sense.
For mono white and vintage.
Looks like a Swords is in hand. What will be the target? Swords on the Troll. That'll resolve. That buys Ed a whole bunch of time. The frog still needs to be beaten.
I'm gonna pass.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, attack with the frog, no blocks. 1 damage, draw a card. Little poke from the frog. Ponder.
Put 2 counters on to a Battle Rager. Draw. I had that for combat for 3 rounds. Go. Trigger the initiative. I'll make you lose 5 life. You go to 8. Draw. Combat. Through 6. Through 2. Second phase.
All right, passing the turn back to Ed.
Top deck.
Prismatic ending on the frog. Okay. Jeskai control doing Jeskai control stuff. Frog is gone. There are a lot of people out there in the wild experimenting with Jeskai builds. Wrath of the Skies, Fourth Ear Lingus. Of course, I don't even have to mention Force of Will, Brainstorm, Ponder, Swords, Prismatic Ending. Deck looks pretty good in the current metagame. All right, Entomb getting Force pitching Sink into Stupor. Looks like so far both players playing this really well. Brainstorm in response to the Force targeting Entomb. Yeah, Metamorphosis Fanatic is getting tested in Reanimator recently. It's probably inevitable we see it on stream at some point. I don't know when. You know, we just had pre-release of Duskmourn. If you're watching this live, that's the timing of this. If you're watching this later, it was probably a long time ago. But sometimes, you know, cards in the mail kind of thing. The cards don't show up immediately for paper, but the I guess I feel confident saying we'll see the Metamorphosis Fanatic on stream eventually. Meticulous Archive, Surveil. Are there any other Duskmourn cards that Twitch chat, YouTube commenters have in the mail or ready to go for Legacy that they would like to share with the class? In addition to that, for all you MTGO gamers out there, Fallout will be added to MTGO soon. Are there any Fallout cards that you're going to be loading up day one to test? Wasteland takes out Meticulous Archive. Okay, that cuts down the double white. Chainsaw in red, white, death, and taxes. That sounds interesting. Okay, so a Swamp Cycle for Undercity Sewers. Fetching here a basic island. Maker says I'm waiting for Volrath's Shapeshifter to be fixed so I can play what? What do you mean by Volrath Shapeshifter fixed? I don't know what you're talking about. Is it banned? Here's Troll of Khazad-dûm.
Sorry, I'm gonna something.
No, Volrath Shapeshifter is legal in pre-modern. I don't know what's happening. All right, Prismatic Ending on Animate Dead is getting dazed. The days will be paid for. Then a second daze that'll protect the troll.
This was very This is Prismatic Ending.
All right, dropping down to 5 here is Ed. 1 turn left if this troll survives.
Let me know when you're ready to go.
Tried to remove the Animate Dead, which would kill the troll. Didn't work.
I'll try. No, I don't have 12 there.
Tameo, okay. Doesn't really do a lot. All right, scooping it up. Going to game 2.
Put the Wasteland back on top.
Kaplan up a game against Jeskai. Oh, there's like an MTGO glitch or whatever. Yeah.
I forgot how many thousands it was.
I think I was supposed to off season.
Why is that card so expensive? What is that so good?
Toller Eric says I sound unimpressed with MTGO. Have you seen MTGO, Toller Eric? I mean, come on.
I forgot.
What are we talking about?
Stuff like that, or
Not exactly state of the art.
I was thinking about trading in you. Like, yeah.
Go ahead.
All right, basic mountain, pass the turn.
That's the whole trick of it, man.
That's like, I just play more city decks. Like, I don't.
Not exactly an exciting start for Jeskai control. Basic mountain. Basic island. Okay, we're doing it. Kaplan will fetch. Maybe gonna find a sewer and surveil. Maybe.
Basic island and troll.
Nope, we're gonna swamp cycle a troll with a basic island. I think Kaplan is aware that it's possible the Jeskai deck will be looking to either back to basics or Blood Moon, something like that. So you do want the basics here. That makes a lot of sense. Did Kaplan find a swamp? I didn't see it. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Wait, why are you putting one card back?
All right, both players with 4th edition and earlier lands, it looks like. Very interesting. Prismatic Vista, no. Scalding Tarn past the turn.
You have to decide now.
Bowlmaster. Bowmaster's going to resolve.
I don't know what's happening.
Wi-Fi's good?
I'm getting a
I'll try this.
Orcish Bowmaster has definitely made its mark on Legacy. Its numbers after MH3 simmering down quite a bit, I would say. But it may, and we'll have to consult with the Legacy Rules Committee, it may still be on what they call the watch list, which is a real serious thing. We'll see. We'll see. Prismatic Ending on the Bowmaster.
Brainstorm response.
Seven to activate, and it's any Eldrazi?
Yeah. I will respond to that.
This is interesting.
Yeah. Wow. Oh, wow.
I'm taking this one.
I mean, you don't want to open yourself up to Wasteland?
Go.
I was thinking about
Okay, so Brainstorm has resolved.
Cruel Claws Heist.
Yep.
I'm gonna gift the card to you.
And now Prismatic Ending has resolved. So Bowmaster gone. Another Swamp Cycle happening here.
And when it's exiled, I can play it.
I couldn't believe it when I saw it in Duskmourn. They brought back the Swamp Cycling mechanic. Unbelievable.
I was in the middle doing that. You're like in response.
Well, that was.
Undercity Sewers, found by the troll.
I need to increase my cast.
Yeah.
Getting Bloomberg.
This is underrated. Jesus.
Okay, attacking for 1. It drops down to 16. Undercity Sewer that we knew about. Surveil. Dumping a land into the yard. Don't really need that.
Use any type of mana. And then I'll just pass. Reanimator? Like here, just in case. Also 3 plus.
Reanimate on the troll.
19.
Troll is in. Troll of Khazad-dûm, a nice clock, 6 power.
No, you're at 17.
Big cheats.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I know. It hurt me.
All right, passing the turn.
This goes to your yard, so you're not
Sink it to stupor, targeting the troll. That could be a way to temporarily deal with it. I mean, it will take a while to come back, possibly. Brainstorm in response. There is also another Troll of Khazad-dûm in the yard already.
This goes to your yard.
So we could see a reanimation of a replacement. 2 more land drops that could be hard cast.
I'll take into.
And it doesn't go for all.
This goes under this. And then go.
But for this particular copy, it may be on hold if it gets bounced here. Yep, it's back in Kaplan's hand. The Orc Army will deal 1 damage to Ed.
Like I had 2 of the Once Upon a Time. And I was like, first one would get like
Okay, uses it to swamp cycle. So let's throw him back into the trash.
slow. I don't know, like the one that I had in my hand. So I ended up taking and then I proceeded to keep drawing.
Thoughtseize. The hand is revealed. Force Pyroblast, Prismatic Vista, Flooded Strand. Pyroblast will be taken, that makes sense. And a Psychic Frog. Can't react to it. No removal in hand. We might see Ed try to surveil here.
What's like the original like set that I come to?
Real?
Meticulous Archive.
Four? Go for it.
What do you have in yours?
Just Thoughtseize and Cool Boss Heist.
There's a Psychic Frog on Kaplan's side that I'm sure... Okay, Prismatic Ending. I was going to say I'm sure Ed would love to deal with right now before things get carried away. Forced to protect it. Pitching Brazen Borrower. The Frog will survive. Pass the turn. The Flooded Strand and Force are the only cards in Ed's hand.
I'm gonna sacrifice. This goes here. Docky Void Walker. Is that good? I'm gonna. Yeah, that's fine.
Ponder for Kaplan now. Maybe trying to figure out when and if we will try to grow this frog. We'll probably hold off on that for now. But it's possible. The Kaplan will get aggressive here and try and create a quick clock.
Yeah, it's plugged in. Yeah.
The only reason would be
Wasting the Meticulous Archive. Okay, gonna try and speed up this clock. Growing the frog, attacking for 3.
Yeah, it's on the stack.
All right, Ed doesn't find a prismatic ending this time. 1 unknown card, Force of Will in hand. Frog will attack again with its new friend, the Orc Army. Ed will take 3. Kaplan will draw a card.
Okay, yeah.
Thoughtseize. Force and Force. Okay. So a Force is taken. Ed fetching here. Okay, fetching twice.
Let's have a key. Draw.
16, 17, 18,
Basic Island, the Sanctuary, and Pyroblast.
Okay, Mystic Sanctuary putting Pyroblast on top of the library with 4 cards in Kaplan's hand. Okay, I wasn't thinking about Mystic Sanctuary, but that is not too bad. Hardcast Force of Negation. Ed will respond with Force of Will. Force pitching Atraxa to protect the frog. And the frog will live. Pyroblast will be exiled.
That's fine.
Oh, yeah. Special matchup. 16.
Not enough to finish off Ed here, it looks like. 3 damage. Drops Ed to 3. Pass the turn. Ed needs Supreme Verdict. Doesn't even have double white, though. Yeah. Bowlmaster in response to Ponder, and that is the match. Kaplan gets it. GG's. GG's. Let's set up another poll for the Twitch chat. Which match should we watch next? Your options will be Dead Gael versus Reanimator, Grixis versus Reanimator, Maverick versus Reanimator, Reanimator versus Breakfast, Cephalid Breakfast, those are your options. 2 minutes to vote. Get your votes in. Discord up on your screen. Join the Discord if you're not yet in the Discord, everybody. The illusion of choice, says Toleric. Toleric not happy with the stream today. Maybe next week we'll see just a bunch of Rad Storm mirrors on stream, you know? Yeah. Little over a minute to vote. People are voting like crazy. People are trying to rig it. Some people don't care. Some people don't like the stream. Mr. Bip says, I'm not satisfied with this free content I'm enjoying. It's safe to say today's stream is getting a negative review on Yelp. What would be the Rotten Tomatoes score of 90s MTG? Does anybody know? What are the critics saying? I don't know. Almost out of time on this vote. Twitch chat leaning one way or the other. People trying to rig it. Actually, it looks like they're just leaning one way. Now that I look again. Close to out of time. Dead Guy versus Reanimator. Shen contributed 2,200 channel points. Let's do it. Diving in.
Turn yeah, take a turn.
Here we go. You see it, Keith?
Yep.
I'll try this.
Island, go ahead.
All right, on the left we have Derek with a Dead Gael deck, and on the right we have Reanimator. That would be Omar once again.
Oh, that's the fast line. Okay, we're
Concealed Courtyard, I believe, was the play.
Yeah.
Concealed Courtyard? Wait, what? Is this Pioneer? Are we doing Pioneer now? Does anybody know? Is this Pioneer versus Legacy?
I'll stack like this and draw. Sewers turn. Little push.
Okay, Undercity Sewers surveils a fatal push into the graveyard.
Actual scrubland.
Scrubland into Dauthi Voidwalker. That'll be pretty good against Reanimator if it resolves. It gets dazed, though.
Alright, tap, draw. Island Ponder.
Another Ponder for Omar. Not sure if Omar knows what he's up against here.
Seen those in paper before. Holy cow. She's
Stack like this and draw. Play land for turn. Go ahead. Cards in hand. I have.
I think Omar just made a second land drop, right? Dazed? And then played the island again and then dropped a Scalding Tarn. Uh-oh. YouTube commenters are not going to like that at all.
the whole deck is gorgeous.
Unless I'm wrong.
Thank you.
Caracas?
Got a Caracas.
Recruiter of the Guard?
Here's Recruiter of the Guard. It's going to resolve. What will Derek find? Iron City Trades, thank you for the bits. Number 1 all-time cheer leader is Iron City Trades. Thank you, Iron City. Appreciate that. Maybe this is like a trivia question that I don't even know the answer to. Is there a real place that's considered the Iron City? And where would that be? I don't know. Maybe I should know, but I don't. It's going to be something obvious. I'm going to be like, oh, right.
I'll attempt to cast in 2.
Go for it.
Iron City. Is it Pittsburgh? Oh, I don't know. Someone will have to Google and tell us.
Round C.
Sure. Animate Dead?
Yeah, I will attempt to animate that targeting Archon. Show it to you.
Animate Dead on Archon of Cruelty.
So it's discard a card. Let me just want to read this. It's going to resolve. I just want to read the order.
All good.
Sack creature, discard a card. So sack this, discard, discard.
Just literally the prettiest art.
You lose 3 single. 1, 2, 3.
Chart Twin, thank you for the bits. Appreciate that.
Discard a card for you.
Yes.
Pass turn.
Archon of Cruelty has hit. Recruiter of the Guard has died. Life totals have been corrected.
Mom.
Discarding Mother of Runes.
I'm at 17. Draw.
Iron City says Pittsburgh is correct. Okay, so Adam got it right. Today I learned.
How many cards you have?
5 cards.
You don't have to play up and
I have 5 as well.
I enjoyed the practice of having to remember.
I'm going to pass.
Alright, untap. Draw. Got combat.
Yeah.
Swing for 5. Trigger.
So I will. It's going to resolve. I'm going to take 8. So I'll go to 9.
Yep.
Okay.
9.
I discard.
Big attack here from Archon of Cruelty. Discarding a Fatal Push. That won't be able to kill Archon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will just.
I will cast it.
Brainstorm is
1, 2, 3.
No fear firing off Brainstorm here. If there was a Bowmaster, it likely would have already flashed in, maybe? Hard to say.
Pass turn.
7 cards in hand. Go ahead.
crack.
Or sorry, no, 8.
I'm at 8. I've been using 8.
Homebrewed has arrived in the chat. What's up, Homebrewed?
Yep.
You have a lot of cards in hand?
7, to be precise.
Full grip, interesting.
Archon helps with that.
Yeah.
There you go.
So I didn't see. Still in stuff. Attempt to taint a pact.
End step Tainted Pact.
Okay, so this card works as long
Yeah, but you
as.
don't also want the animate
We have not seen any Duskmourn cards on stream today yet. I can't say with certainty that we won't see any.
In a duplicate, you have to stop, right?
Yeah.
I don't know one way or the other. I really don't.
So you just take the COG, that's good.
And then I'm going to attempt to cast it instead.
I will respond with Force of Will pitching.
Okay, Shieldred's Edict getting countered by Force Pitching Brainstorm. So Archon of Cruelty protected.
Yeah, I can go down this. Untap. Upkeep draw. Yep. I'm gonna crack this.
7.
Marsh Flat's getting cracked. Derek will drop down to 7.
Sedgemoor Witch?
Sure.
There's Sedgemoor Witch. Okay. Chain of Smog.
Yeah,
so there should be a trigger. Alright, cool.
That gets forced. Pitching Brazen Borrower.
That's fine. I'll get the thing. So I'll get this regardless. So yeah, then that's counter.
Yep.
How many cards do you have? And you're at a 23?
3 cards, 23, yep.
Go.
I think I know stuff. I will entomb.
Sure.
Entomb on end step. That was close. We almost saw the Sedgemoor Witch, Chain of Smog, Magecraft combo there. Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on your point of view, Omar had a Force of Will. But now this Omar... okay, so Animate Dead now on Atraxa. Omar has this Archon of Cruelty, which can attack here and possibly end the game.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Instant, land, creature, instant, sorcery, creature, sorcery, land, creature. I will take Psychic Frog, I will take Reanimate, Entomb, and Wasteland.
Yup.
Some pretty good findings there. Unsure how much this is going to matter. Wasteland on Caracas.
Combat, I'll swing with the Archon trigger.
So there's 5, so I'm just a mess. So I would sack this, I go to 8.
And then
5. Oh, it's still lethal.
Yeah. Because it's not war, it's just I just want
Okay, going to game 2. Omar up a game.
I mean, everybody had to give Naru the bird.
Yeah, exactly.
That was close. I mean, it's hard not to root for Derek, for me personally here. The Chain of Smog would have been nice. I don't know if it still would have won Derek the game, but yeah. The Daze simply wins this match. Possibly.
That was so stupid.
It looks like Omar has kept 7 and Derek has taken a mulligan based on what we've seen so far.
2.
I'll try it.
I'll try it as well.
Right?
Yep.
Oh, okay. So both players kept 7. Both players kept 7. No mulligans.
Force back.
Crack?
Ponder.
You draw.
Okay, so turn 1, cracking a verdant catacombs, snow-covered swamp.
Some shenanigans, that's for sure.
You know me too well.
Oh, those are all sinners.
Yeah, if you're playing Legacy in the New York City area and you run into Derek, you know there are some shenanigans going on. Here's Dark Ritual and
at the beginning of reveal the top part of the library, put that card in your. They made a 3-mana. Or not 3 mana. They made a 3-mana Bob. I was like, they made a
It's a
1-mana
flying Bob with 2/3.
Yeah, that's right. My turn?
Alright, cool.
Oh, yeah, sorry, yeah, resolves.
Go.
Sure. Go ahead.
Untap. Trigger for the flying Bob?
Yep.
Nothing.
Take another.
Combat?
Sure. Take 2.
Pass.
And step 17.
Yep.
Okay, just wanted to get the text for that card up on the screen. That is Dark Star Augur. New bat from Bloomborough. Didn't have that name memorized. I'm sorry.
Yep. There we go. Targeting force.
Every freaking game now we got to play against Bloomborough cards. It's like Bloomborough block constructed.
Go to 16. I will attempt to fatal push the Bob Bat? Bat Bob?
I'll respond. Sure.
The Bob Bat is getting fatal pushed. I like that. Arid Mesa getting correct.
It is indeed too legit.
I don't want to do this.
What are you doing? Cut that out. What are you doing? Cut it out.
Everybody always makes me work. I work real. I mean, and then again, I really work hard just to try to like keep getting.
All right, so fetching up a snow plains. What could possibly be happening in response to this fatal push? I don't know.
I feel like I'm doing a Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh, okay. Touch the Spirit Realm.
To blink this.
Oh.
Channeling touch the Spirit Realm to save the bat.
So it's until end step.
Until the beginning of that 10 step.
No, yeah. I will pass.
All right, end step trigger.
Yep, you got it right.
I'll take my turn.
Yep.
Trigger.
Yep.
I'll take 2, 16.
All right.
So Dothy Voidwalker off the top. That'll be helpful.
That worked out.
That's just a
Combat.
2. Take 2.
14. 14, 16.
The Dark Star Augur will attack. It has 2 power. It's a 2/3.
You got a new board.
Dothy.
That was an Urborg, and now Dothy Voidwalker is on the stack.
I'll waste the
Oh, okay.
Okay, Force of Will pitching Psychic Frog.
Okay.
Archon of Cruelty goes into the trash. Dothy Voidwalker didn't make it.
And tap draw.
Yep.
Continue. Animate dead. Archon.
It's good. So yeah, there's gonna be the triggers on a stack. I'm gonna respond.
Triggers on stack.
I'm gonna invoke a Solitude pitching Timeless Dragon.
Solitude.
Okay, Solitude pitching Timeless Dragon to try to remove this Archon of Cruelty with its trigger on the stack. That's gonna resolve.
5.
I have to sack this, and then you're gonna go. You're gonna gain another 3.
No. Oh, sorry. Yes, you sack it before this trigger was.
I think we have some.
Yeah, that's sacked before.
So,
Yeah, because I'm gonna have to give that up.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Difficult to ascend.
I draw a card.
Sack.
Okay, so the Dark Star Augur will also die. Derek will discard a Polluted Delta. So the Archon of Cruelty definitely did some damage. Here's Thespian Stage.
I'm swapping.
I'll just pass.
Untap draw. I will cast the frog.
Yo, frog.
Go ahead.
End step.
Psychic Frog is in.
SUCH make it 2 copy of Snow-Covered Plains.
Just
Okay, Thespian Stage becomes a copy of Snow-Covered Plains, so there's 2 Snow-Covered Plains on the battlefield. Both of them are from the Ice Age set.
Draw. Swing.
No blocks.
Damage. I won't pump it before damage. I'll draw a card.
Yeah, this Dead Guy L deck is a little bit of a brew. A little bit of a brew. Here's a Ponder.
2, 3. I guess I'll stack like
21.
Stack like this and draw, I guess. And I'll fence.
I'll respond.
Thoughtseize. Derek's gonna respond.
Containment Priest?
Yeah, but then it's just paid off immediately.
Containment Priest getting cast here in response to Thoughtseize.
Yeah, that's fine.
Sure, and you go to 19. I have a Chain of Smog in my hand.
I will get rid of the Chain of Smog.
Okay, Chain of Smog discarded. I think Omar's happy to Thoughtseize that out of hand. The card's scary.
Dark Depths.
Oh, good draw. Dark Depths.
No, that's okay. That's like actually like I have the procedure.
Thespian Stage is currently a copy of Snow-Covered Plains. Looks like Derek's going to go for it here without a Wasteland on the table to disrupt. I like the timing, I think. Going to make a Marit Lage.
Yes.
Repetitive strain injury.
You have a Marit Lage.
Diablo did this to me.
Yeah.
Word races, guys.
I have no cards in hand.
No cards in hand for Derek, but has a Marit Lage on the table now. That Dark Depths was a good draw.
Push the Containment Priest.
Okay.
Fatal push on the Containment Priest. Okay, Containment Priest is gone. Psychic Frog can chump here.
Before damage.
Before blocks, you mean?
Oh, sorry, before blocks, yeah. I'll give this fly.
Yeah, chomp.
Yes and no.
Go.
Fetid Heath. I think that's called. I don't know. The white-black land.
Go to your graveyard? Yeah, go for it. I'll just snap before I shuffle Entomb.
Okay.
Okay, Entombing now is Omar. Putting a Traxa in there.
I will then attempt to reanimate a Traxa.
You take, how much?
7.
So you go to 9.
Go to 9.
Okay, Atraxa gets reanimated. Let's see what we find off the top. Is there any answer to Marit Lage? One of them could be Brazen Power. One of them could be Shieldred's Edict.
Land, creature, sorcery, creature.
Shieldred's Edict, less likely. Emperor of Bones, some Trolls of Khazad-dûm, Psychic Frog, Animate Dead. Could be interesting to block with Atraxa, gain a bunch of life, reanimate it again with Animate Dead. Looking for ways to beat Marit Lage now. Omar definitely way ahead on cards, but still has to beat Marit Lage somehow. At a low enough life total now that blocking with Atraxa doesn't buy a turn where we can absorb a hit. Discarding a Daze to hand size, unlikely to be relevant. What did Derek draw? Swords. Force Pitching Ponder. Derek's had some good draws.
I'll block. I'll gain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay, Marit Lage held off again for now. I guess we're going to see Animate Dead and Psychic Frog deployed this turn. Delay this Marit Lage even more, but let's see what Atraxa finds first. If there's a Brazen Borrower in the mix, Derek's in trouble. Emperor Bones, Brainstorm.
Yeah. Instance. Sorcery. Land.
So Emperor Bones and Reanimate will be taken. That probably means that Atraxa could be reanimated another time if it chump blocks again. And this time, Omar would go above 20, but Reanimate would put him back below. This could get tricky.
I will take Brainstorm.
Sure.
Brainstorm will likely be looking for Brazen Borrower if it's in the deck. I'm assuming it's in there.
Yeah.
That's about it. If they don't have a chalice one, then
Yeah, Traxa is a good one, homebrewed.
this is all I see.
I'll play Emperor of Bones.
Okay.
I'll move to combat.
Sure.
Can I see your graveyard?
It can't be counted.
Oh, we can not be counted. Yeah, it's good.
Emperor of Bones, interesting here.
Target Solitude and exile it.
Solitude's gone.
Solitude. Solitude exile with Emperor of Bones. If it adapts, we'll get a Solitude. Forgot Solitude was in the yard.
Move to combat.
Yup.
20 air.
Block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I think Atraxa actually had -1 power, right?
I was like, this is the best memory.
Send main phase. Change the Mephistopheles.
Man, just because I don't want to read that shit. I'm not dealing with that. Leave me alone.
All right, Omar does not want to read Chains of Mephistopheles, so he counters it. Now Emperor of Bones adapting here, and we're going to get a Solitude. And we're going to remove Merit Liege.
With a finality, counter gain to sacrifice. It would get exiled then with the finale.
At the end of the turn, yeah.
Sure, trigger for it, so I'll gain 20 life. I got a 32.
32.
Great.
The long work begins.
I'm with you. This got very interesting.
I have not played a land yet this turn.
No, you have not played a land this turn.
Green black spider spawning.
So you know what? I'll reanimate target Atraxa.
Great.
Okay, reanimating Atraxa. Atraxa will come back again. Omar will take a look at the top 10.
9, 10. Creature, lands, creature, instant, lands, sorcery, creature, 2 more instants. I'll take Force of Will as my instant. I'll take Brazen Borrower as my creature. I'll take Wasteland as my lands, and Reanimate as my sorcery. These all go to the bottom in random order.
Okay, so at 32 life is Derek, but a significant clock on Omar's side. Emperor Bones cannot adapt again. Wasting the Fetid Heath.
Combat, I'll swing for 7, and I'll gain 3.
Yeah,
I mean, you knew I.
25?
Yeah, I like spaced. I mean, there's that, and I was not getting out of that one alive.
I will go to discard.
And step this.
Oh, sorry, that
exile,
does get sacrificed. And then I will discard a Fatal.
Finale counters exile, right?
Yes. That means if it would leave play, it gets exiled.
Yeah, so the Solitude did have a finality counter on it. Worth writing in the notes for everybody watching this, taking notes. They did not have a finality counter on the Solitude, so that's another big error.
What hurts is that, on top was the next force. It was so close.
I'll play out Wastelands.
Sure.
Everybody has finality counters in their deck box, right?
So this is
It's relevant in Legacy now.
Down to 14, and I'll gain 7 up to 24. Oh.
And for crying out loud, please don't put a D6 on a card to represent a finality counter.
Life off of the,
I'm ready for the Metamorphosis fanatic people to be putting D6s to represent lifelink counters. I can't stand it already.
Okay, yeah. Cool.
When I did get,
all right, cool. That's all resolved. We're at 11. Second main.
Just don't do that.
Well, yeah, I mean, you also don't have fetch land.
Yeah, Aviator is prepared right next to my shield counter. Thank you, Aviator, for everything you've done.
And somehow crack this bubble target.
Sure. The other issue is I did eventually see the,
I'll take my turn.
the frog.
Yep.
Okay, Derek needs Terminus.
I can keep up. I think
There's a Force of Will in hand. Blue card to pitch. 11 life now.
How many cards in hand?
6.
What do you have those?
Dead Gael, long story short, black-white mid-range, Orzhov mid-range.
Trigger for Yanni?
Yep.
Okay, here's a Johnny. Gonna make a cat.
Modern.
Go.
End step, I'll attempt to fatal push the edge out.
Yeah.
GG's.
All right, Fatal Push ends the game. Omar gets it. The Wandering Emperor stuck in hand. GG's. I like seeing this Dead Gael deck evolve over time. A nice brew. Derek's having fun with it. I think everybody's having fun playing against it. GG's. Stick around for a raid, everybody. Stick around for a raid. That wraps it up for me for today. Keep an eye on our Discord if you're curious about our streaming schedule. And I will see everybody soon. Stick around for the raid. You'll get some channel points for sticking around. Peace out.